everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan, happy Monday to you. Great to be with you. Wanted to shout out the greatest audience on the planet, the Tier 1s. You guys are incredible. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all of your support, always. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindel's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good, my man. And Ben Higgins, I'm a little worried about over here this morning. He's, maybe midlife crisis. Drugs. I have no idea, but he's a bit loopy this morning.
Oh, I'm good now.
Oh, I bet you are.
I am good now. I just had the best acetaminophen of my life.
You guys think he's doing a bit. I'm telling you right now, he's not. I got here the butt crack of
You must have been early, because I was early and you were already
I was here
settled.
At 4:15. Sitting here, just waiting for somebody to come in and talk to me. And Benny walks in. He's like, I am in so much pain.
I just had the best acetaminophen of my life.
So he goes, I'm in so much pain. I go, well, what is it? It's like this pain in my legs, like a dull, aching pain. And I said, oh, that's worrisome. It's not muscular. It's not nerve.
I don't know. I don't feel like I pulled anything. I worked out a lot this weekend, which is, hey, good for me.
Humble brag.
I did. I like all night. I was just like tossing and turning, just feeling this leg pain, both legs, all the way from my butt down to my ankles.
Yeah.
And because I have my colonoscopy later this week, they said no ibuprofen or aspirin.
Right. Don't want to thin out your blood.
And I was looking around the house for where's the acetaminophen? Where's the Tylenol? I could not find it. And I was like, should I just break regimen and take an ibuprofen? But I said, no, I don't want to mess up my procedure.
Pause. Question.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go to the store?
You ever heard of
it was the middle of
CVS?
the night. I didn't want to.
What time?
It was like 1 a.m.
Oh,
I was in the middle of the
like
night.
6 p.m.
No, I thought this was like all day.
Where's my damn
No, it was
Tylenol?
mostly when I was
Kids,
sleeping last
you been
night.
messing with my Tylenol?
Could not find it. So
All right, that makes sense.
And then I got here this morning, and I pulled a Woods. I went into the medicine cabinet here at here at 97.3 The Fan. And
You went into my medicine
I went
cabinet.
into your medicine cabinet.
Did you even
I did.
ask him?
He did, and I lorded over him. I went like...
I wrote a little IOU to the Cintas people.
Yeah.
Say IOU, 1 packet of acetaminophen.
Yeah.
I took it within, I would say, 5 minutes. I was feeling so much better. The leg pain is now just gone completely. Oh, I'm good now. And I feel at ease. I feel
Paulie,
relaxed. I feel comfortable. I just had the best acetaminophen of my life.
I've seen documentaries about heroin where a guy's like, hang on, let me tie off real quick, and shoots up and is like...
Immediately off.
Yeah. And within 45 seconds of him swallowing these pills, he was like, everything's good here. I feel great. I'm great. He stood up and was like, look, I feel
so much better.
He's like Powers Booth in Tombstone when he walks out of the opium den and he's like, I feel capital. Like, he's incredible. It's like the greatest.
I try to avoid all the narcotics I can as long as possible so that when I do need them, they work. And
that's the thing.
They work for me. They work really fast.
You know how many Tylenols I need to take to feel anything?
Dude. Like I'll take Advil, and Advil and Aleve for muscle pain. Like, I got a ball game today. Okay, I'm going to take 3 Aleve and then walk out the door. Nothing. And I mean, I feel nothing. No, my back still hurts, right? I'm at the point now, I was telling you guys too, I have this kind of lower back pain, but I do a lot of back exercises. I work out my back a lot because I don't want to be hunched over and dead when I'm 70 years old. I do a lot of back. Never had back pain before. So now I'm in this weird thing of like, is that from the gym or are my kidneys shutting down? So I'm not sure, like, do I have renal failure or do I have a lacrosse ball right now? I'm like rolling out on my back just to make sure, like, it's not renal failure and I'm going to have a dialysis machine in here, talking Padres and Aztecs. Like, hang on, guys, I'm on dialysis right now. You're just, when you get older, and it's the phantom stuff too. It's like, it's not It's not phantom. It's just unexpected. All of a sudden you wake up, you're like, oh my God, my knee. What just happened? Oh my God, my knee is shutting down. And my wife will look at me and I'm like, it's like, I don't know what just happened. I didn't even move. I didn't move. My ankles will throb. Like, it's just the weirdest thing getting old. It's like the worst thing ever. It really is the worst thing ever. And I'm, trying to do it gracefully, but it doesn't work. I feel your pain. I'm glad that you got some relief. Now, again, I can't imagine what it would have been like for me back in the day if my drug of choice was just readily available at the office. If I could be like, I need a bump. Hang on one second. Just run out to the Cintas thing and woo! All right, here we go. Okay. And the company pays for it. Like, it's paid for by the company. Just go out there. There's a mirror. I'm just like, hang on real quick. And then I come back in. I'm like, all right, let's fire it up. Let's get our heads right on a Monday.
Eric in the chat says maybe it was extra strength. I don't think so. I think it was the minimum strength.
It's the Cintas generic brand.
Yeah,
two little tablets to a little
uncoated
pouch.
Yeah,
tablets.
Uncoated.
That's it. That's all it takes for me.
It feels so good. And, and it does make sense because I do not imbibe spirits very much at all anymore, ever. And certainly not like I used to. But when I have one half of like an old fashioned, I'm like, hey, babe, what are you thinking about bringing that waitress home with us? Is that a plan? Like, I turned into Arthur. I'm like, how about me, you, and her in the bathtub later? How about that? No, I literally, I get loaded off of a half of an old fashioned. So I can fully relate to that, Benny. I hope you feel better.
I feel great.
Don't go to the well again today. I'll just tell you right now. Don't go to the well again.
It should last the full 6 hours it's supposed to last. That's great. Right.
How was the weekend otherwise?
It's good. Good. Lots of I got stuff done around the house. Lots of sports watching though.
Tons of sports.
Saturday got Aztecs, got SDFC yesterday, more college hoops, golf, watched the Players Championship, and then of course last night, maybe the most anticipated March baseball game in the history of March baseball games between the United States and the Dominican Republic.
We will get into that game, certainly, and all that it entailed. It was spectacular. I watched all the game. My son watched most of it with me. We had a great time doing it, great bonding. Coached a lot of sports over the weekend, certainly. Something that our producer, Paul, has done. His wife, Megan, texted me about it. It's called the Boomer Bulletin, and it may be the greatest thing I've ever seen, ever.
Oh,
Paulie will, for his wife and mother-in-law, hand write out the sports schedule for the weekend and send it to them. Megan sent it to me, his wife, and I go, why isn't he sending it to me? He has times, he has channels, he has the event. And she goes, it's the greatest thing of all time. I go, please loop me in on the Boomer Bulletin. I would like to get this daily.
What do we got coming up later on the tube?
I want to get this every day. The Paul Reindl's Boomer Bulletin sent out for all the morons like me that are like, I can't figure it out. I don't know. You should see me at home. Into the speaking.
How is this so hard?
Into the speaking remote. Ready? WBC, and it pops up WBZ. WBC. WBZ. World Baseball Classic. YouTube results. I don't want YouTube results. What channel's the game on?
World Baseball Classic highlights on Tubi.
You're right. Seriously, it is unbelievable. San Diego State Aztecs. Something completely different.
You said Schmaztecs.
Yeah, something. Aztecs. What channel? And now March Madness kicking off. You're done.
True TV.
True TV. Where
is
are
it?
You? It's so good. Paulie Reindl's Boomer Bulletin. We could sponsor it, man.
I texted
he could send it out every day.
I took a picture and I just said, here.
Take this.
Stop asking me.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
You are your mother-in-law and wife's concierge. Like I'm San Diego's concierge and Chicago's concierge and all kinds of different places concierge. You are for the wife and mother-in-law. And now, please loop me in. If I need to sign up to Substack or something to get a subscription for it, you'll also have to show me how to do that, but I will do it because I want the Boomer Bulletin.
That's
really
not boomery enough. Substack. You need to actually maybe U.S. Postal Service.
Yeah,
just
he
send
mails it.
I'll make a daily TV guide and just, get the booklet all built together every morning for you.
It was brilliant.
Have it waiting for you on your desk.
I had a great weekend too. I coached a ton. We had a game Friday, game Saturday, game Sunday. Got a game tonight, got a game tomorrow. This is like Craig Stamon, like 5 games in a row. Now, stakes are a little bit higher for Craig Stamon than are me, but at least he knows his guys are showing up to the field and stuff and like bringing their bats and their gloves and like, so makes it a little bit easier. The pros keep teaching little kids and coaching little kids, but I had to laugh. I actually laughed my ass off because in our rookies team, which is Taylor's machine pitch team, the A's, love them. Great kids, all of them.
One step after T-ball.
Yeah, one step after T-ball, hitting off the machine now. It's going so well. The boys are improving so much. It's been so fun to watch them tank balls off of the tee or off of the machine. We have an elite team mom. Her name's Becca. She's elite. She's maybe the GOAT of team moms she's got it. Ben, I haven't had to do
Nice.
anything extra than just coach. She is elite. She sends all the parents, hey, send me your cute little kids walk-up music, and I'll just get it done and put it in the app, and it's great. And listen, there's a 70-year-old man right now rolling his eyes. I get it. I fully understand. It was better back in your day. Music wasn't allowed. Fun wasn't allowed. Snacks weren't allowed. No trophies for anybody unless you won the championship.
See, no, I disagree. I think that we didn't do it back in the day because
we didn't have the technology, number one.
Technology available to easily do that. Can
What's
you
my
imagine?
dad going to drag his vinyl record out there? You guys like Earth, Wind, and Fire? Here we go. This is what you get.
12 different cassettes that all had to be queued up to the exact right spot over some sort of janky PA system attached to some sort of cassette player. That's never going to work at a Little League game.
Going to work, and I'll tell you what, we are the worst. We're worse for it. We're worse for it. How cool would it have been to be like, now batting number 22 is Steven, and I come up and it's in my case, who knows what it would have been back, Billy Squire or something, but like it would have been amazing. So one of my kids, he's the sweetest kid. He's so stoic. When he hits, I have to go smile. Say, hey, smile, have fun. And he's stoic. He just wants to do great. So he walks up the other day and they announce his name and his number. And this was his walk-up song. And I went, oh, now he's 5.
Yeah, I like that's badass.
And I said, oh, dude, Skinner, one of my favorites. Let's go. Freebird. And I'm grooving. He's walking up to the plate.
Got some taste.
Yeah, got some good taste. And then, whoa, boom. I go, whoa. What is?
It's the club remix.
What just happened in here? I'm crying laughing. And he's like, again, the most stoic kid. And he's like walking up and this.
We hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
It was amazing. I was like, I look at his mom, who I know very well. I go, that's incredible. She goes, yeah, that's what he wants.
This is for 1:30 a.m. at the club.
You're damn right it is. I think it's awesome. I think it's so awesome. I was so happy. Now, a lot of Imagine Dragons in there too. Lots and lots.
Sure.
I'm like, all right, that's enough. It's just a lot of Believer in there. It's great. I had such a fun time. And yeah, like I said, another game tonight. Super fired up for that. It's been great.
See a few people in the chat who said they were at the work on Saturday.
Yeah,
you had another
incredible
session this weekend. Went well.
It was.
You okay, Benny?
Yeah, he is.
I'm good.
He is toast.
I thought you were struggling on Friday when last time I saw you.
He's just been on a bender all weekend, just crushing up acetaminophen and rub it on your gums.
I wish.
Yeah.
Benny was trying to record something for Trajan Wealth.
Friday?
Yeah. This was after the show.
Oh, it was after I left.
Yeah, it was a
10:05.
long week, and this was at the end of the long week. I was,
Yes,
of
I
course,
didn't know about this.
I
struggle.
saved
You were
it
already
just in
gone.
case, and I'm
Yeah.
just glad it came up.
Thanks, Jeff. Don't work with a financial advisor who just wants to sell you something. Work with a fiduciary at Trajan Wealth like I did. Call them today at 6. I was trying to fight that off until the end. I just want to eat. I want it clean all in one file so you don't have to do anything, but I can't make it through. All right. Yeah. No, I'm going to start over right from the beginning. One more time. Yeah, I went full hacksaw.
What in the world?
Like I did. Call them today at 6.
I was nervous about you all weekend.
Biffed commercial spots are my favorite. I do it all the time. Ben does it all the time. They're my favorite. I do it a lot less now than I used to because
We have a soft rule that we break all the time. It's no production on Friday after the show.
Yeah.
Normally, you just don't get the best out of either one of us if we're trying to do it at the end of the
It's
week.
so bad.
Yeah.
It's like, if you work your 9 to 5 and then Friday at 5:05, you got asked to do something and you're like,
no.
it's only going to take another 5 to 10 minutes, but you're like, I just want to get out of here.
Yeah, it was.
Call them today at 6.
There's nothing worse when you're trying to get through. You're like, I just got to get this phone number out and I can't. Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. No, the meeting was awesome, man. We do once a month a men's mental health meeting at the Lost Abbey Sanctuary. Tommy, who opens it up for us early, is an incredible dude, Tommy Arthur, and is always so accommodating. And man, look, we have like a core group now. But we had 2 newcomers, and I love when the newcomers come, and they're both in the chat this morning. And I got to tell you, both of their stories just blew me away. Obviously, I'm not going to share it, what happened. Somebody asked me, is there a video link to this? I'm like, I don't think I want this out on video, man.
No.
I don't think I'm going to put this out.
You're not a professional therapist bound by the rules of,
No.
professional ethics, but at the same time, common sense states you're not going to share everything that is discussed in the work on
Correct.
your radio show on Monday.
Correct. But I will say this. Both stories of the new guys were just incredibly, incredibly brave and raw. And, Bo actually asked me after I went home and he's like, how was your meeting? I was like, it's unbelievable, transformative. It was great. And he goes, so are you like the teacher? And I go, oh no, buddy. I go, oh no. I said, I'm the facilitator. I sit at the front, yes, but I don't teach. I said, because how am I going to teach when I am terrible? Like I make mistakes all the time. Like I said, for example, I shared how I lost my cool with you yesterday. And he realized, okay, so you're not I think he was actually like calling me out. Like, are you qualified to actually go? Because you're kind of you're kind of a D, And I go, yeah, dude, I told them how I lost my cool and how we repair and how we, all that. So it's special. It was a really, really great meeting. So,
but keep in mind,
we'll
even professional therapists make mistakes
100%.
too. I've been watching Shrinking. That's what that show is all about. Therapists who are very imperfect people trying to help other imperfect people figure things out with their mental health. And that's what you're doing. And I think it's great. If people feel more comfortable going to the work as opposed to paying someone or,
it's free.
It's free.
It's free. There's no judging in there at all. Zero. And that's the best part is like, you can go in and be like, hey, listen to what I did. And everyone's like, oh yeah, I've done it too. I do it. I've done it. Our pal Foster came. He was great. Very proud of him. It was special, man. It's always special. And even, if 4 guys show up, if 12 guys show up, it doesn't matter. We've got a good little core now that shows up to almost every meeting. So these are dudes that you would want to root for, very imperfect guys and very open and honest and vulnerable. It's pretty special, dude. Pretty special.
I am excited to talk about last night's game. So you ready to
I'm ready.
get things started?
Let's
All right,
jam.
we'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back and we will discuss the dramatic, maybe surprising, low-scoring WBC matchup with Team USA holding on to beat the Dominican Republic. Send Manny and Tatis back to Peoria, Arizona for spring training. Mason Miller going on to the finals on Tuesday. We'll talk all about that and more. Set the menu for Bennett Woods Monday edition coming up next after a check of traffic with Kelly Danick. Thank you, Tier 1s, for joining us on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I'll give you one guess what I need to talk about first thing on a Monday morning.
Under the influence, by the way.
Just like last night, there's a certain feeling late in a close game when everything matters. One bad break, I don't like a pitch below the zone called a strike, can change the outcome. For a lot of people, retirement feels the same way. You've worked hard, you've saved, but the questions keep coming. Will this money last? What happens if the market drops? What about healthcare costs? And what does inflation do over the next 20 or 30 years? That uncertainty is real. Trajan Wealth helps people turn that uncertainty into a plan. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors work with you to build a retirement strategy designed for real life, not just best case scenarios. They're right here, San Diego offices in San Diego, Carlsbad, and Del Mar. If this is something you've been meaning to look into, and it probably should be, start simple. Just go to TRAJANwealth.com or call 619-367-0207 to talk with their team, probably David or one of their other great reps that they've got at Trajan, 619-367-0207. You can also find more information anytime at TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth, plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please
just a
don't.
little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how it has been in Woods. We got a ton to get to on this Monday. We'll start out in the WBC, but Padres news from over the weekend at spring training. Did you see the 4 potential new owners toured the spring training complex in Peoria? But no one was able to identify the 4.
So these are outside of the ones that we had already.
No, there were 5. Now they're 4. We don't know which one.
What I'm saying was it Joe Lacob came?
Probably.
And the guy
Jose Feliciano and Dan Friedkin. I mean, at least 2 of them were there.
Okay, so this wasn't 4 more.
No. These are of the 5.
Of the 5.
It's been reduced to 4.
Okay.
And those 4 all came to Peoria. So at least 2 of the 3 that we know about had to be there.
Where did they eat?
It's possible all 3 were
Red
there.
Lobster. It's Lobster Fest.
That's a good question.
We saw a commercial for Lobster Fest yesterday, by the way. I almost threw up.
It makes you retch.
I was disgusting.
Made me think of our waitress.
What can I get for you, sweetie?
What are you getting, fatty? Yeah, so they guaranteed they flew in, flew back out.
The competition for the back end of the rotation has taken a disturbing turn. We can talk about that as well coming up.
Yeah, we have to, because I'm now seeing, what if we just cobbled together a bullpen game every fifth day? I'm like, fantastic.
6-man rotation? Great.
Maybe even 8.
4-man rotation?
We may have an 8-man rotation. We have so much pitching. We may have to trade somebody.
I think Marco Gonzalez is still giving up runs to the Texas Rangers.
My Lord,
so we'll talk some baseball. Of course, San Diego State losing the Mountain West Championship and missing out on the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2019. A very disappointing ending for Dutch and his team. We'll talk college basketball. The tournament coming to Viejas Arena Friday and Sunday. We got some good teams heading to San Diego, so we'll talk college hoops. We'll also talk SDFC. Kind of a surprise. Nothing wrong with a draw on the road, but when you're up 2 and you're putting your stars in late in the game to seal the victory, you feel like you left a couple of points on the table at FC Dallas. So we'll talk some soccer, and they've got a huge another match at Toluca on Wednesday, the second leg of that CONCACAF Champions Cup second round meeting. So we'll talk about that. Then 7:20, we've got Don't Do This. Craig Elston will join us to talk Padres, SDFC, and more at 7:30. And then the second half of the program, Take on Woods, still have the getaway to the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas. Spring training, Sammy will join us from Peoria, Arizona at 8:35. And then our 9 o'clock hour, we'll have a Rindle Report. And wow, no more biggest fan contest. We are done.
Whoa.
No more names. We'll have the grand prize winner probably sometime soon. You don't know who it is already, do you?
I have no idea who it is.
No idea.
And I don't know when we're going to announce it. Typically, we've done it like on the day of the extravaganza. We've done it on the day of opening day. So maybe we'll do a big announcement here
soon in the
next couple weeks.
Do you know how they pick? They just
randomizer?
Giant hopper.
Okay.
Well, all 3 shows had qualifiers.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're going to take everybody that qualified and draw a name. That's all I know.
Stay tuned for that.
Promotions handles that. Not
But
us.
I think we have to start with last night's game. I mean, it wasn't what I expected. I was certainly thinking bombs away, especially with that Dominican lineup. But it was also a compelling, entertaining, edge-of-your-seat baseball game for 9 full innings.
Yeah, you don't usually get diarrhea watching a baseball game in March. You know, you don't usually your skin isn't tingling for a game in March. It's certainly not watching a spring training game. You don't get super amped up. This was a different. I was pacing the house at 3 o'clock going, it's never going to get here. It's 5 o'clock is never. We all know. We experienced the Sunday scaries. 5 o'clock jumps on you on Sunday like that. You look up and you're like, oh, God, it's 5. Not yesterday. It was dragging on. And as soon as it got there, it was like, all right, shut up. Let's go. Let's get into this. Did not disappoint, man. It was a spectacular game.
Not shocked that Paul Skeens found a way to limit that lineup.
Yeah.
I think Paul Skeens can limit anyone. Did allow, of course, the solo home run to Junior Caminero in the second inning, but otherwise went 4 1/3. That was the only run he gave up, and kept the U.S. in the game until they were able to answer in the 4th inning on home runs by Gunnar Henderson off Luis Severino, and then Roman Anthony off Giovanni Soto. I do think, though, that Albert Pujols got outmanaged by Mark DeRosa in that game yesterday. And in particular, the 4th inning, the reason Gunnar Henderson was in that game and not Alex Bregman was because he owns Luis Severino.
Yeah.
Huge numbers. That's why Mark DeRosa put him into the lineup. Albert Pujols knows that Severino's down to his last batter or 2. They got the pitch limits.
Yeah.
He's trying to squeeze an extra batter or 2 out of Severino. Why not just pull him before he faces the guy that you know the other team has put in specifically to face Severino? Just give Soto a clean inning to start the game. Now, maybe it wouldn't have changed anything, but he gives up the home run, gets one more batter, and they pull him anyway. It's like, I don't know about that strategy, Albert. Why let Severino face Henderson in that situation?
You go Soto for Roman Anthony, lefty, and Anthony takes him deep.
Didn't work either for Roman Anthony.
What a stud he is. My God, how much fun is he going to be to watch play in Boston? He is the real deal, man. Straight up. I've gone very long on his cards as well. So I'm really pulling for Roman Anthony, and really was last night after that home run. But it was a really well played baseball game, and there was a lot of intrigue. There was a lot of opportunities. The traffic that the DR was able to get on the bases, and the way that the U.S. found a way to knuckle. They made mistakes, like Bryce Terang on that transfer. That's a huge mistake that they did not end up capitalizing on. Will Smith clanking that ball in the last inning. That could have gone terribly wrong. There were plenty of mistakes made out there, but the DR just couldn't capitalize. Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, you just got to say it. Two not great ABs. Now, Bednar, Tatis's AB against Bednar, he just is exposing him at the bottom of the zone. And the pitch that he threw that K'd him it hit the corner and dove.
Yeah,
it was nasty.
Bednar made no mistakes in that at bat against Tatis. In the seventh inning with runners at second and third, chance to drive in a run, tie the game with even an out. Bednar pitched that well.
It was beautiful.
That could have happened to anyone. Fernando Tatis Jr. had a phenomenal World Baseball Classic.
Hit almost like 500.
Had a rough game yesterday. Got thrown out at third for the final out of the inning by Aaron Judge, who made an insane 96-mile-an-hour throw. But then the next time he had a chance to go from first and third with one out to get into scoring position, shied away and stopped at second when probably that would have been the time to go for it. And then, of course, struck out and then was left in the on-deck circle at the end of the game. We'll talk about that last inning in a second, but it was not Tatis's finest game after he had a really good pool play around.
Phenomenal.
Leading up to everything before that. First 5 games were great. That game, not so good.
Yeah, and Manny's AB was just one of the worst that you'll see from him. So
and Garrett Whitlock was tough, too.
He's tough.
I mean, you're facing some really good pitching.
Yeah,
so
the guys you've never seen. You'd never seen Whitlock before.
Neither of them had ever seen Skeens before because, the Padres have never faced Skeens. So, they were facing a lot of unusual guys. He had seen Bednar, of course.
Yeah.
But Bednar just made the pitches. So you go to the 9th inning. It is 2-1. Mason Miller comes trotting out for Team USA. Juan Soto up first, does the Juan Soto thing, works a late count, and then gets rung up on a pitch that was outside the zone. Very close, but outside the zone. And there's no ABS challenge there. So the first out, always the most important out. You get that first out of the inning. Then Mason Miller issues the walk. But after a pass ball and then a ground ball, you've got the runner at third with 2 outs, tying run at third, and Geraldo Perdomo at the plate. And what a battle that was between Mason Miller and Geraldo Perdomo, who's the 9-hitter for the Dominican Republic, but is a fantastic baseball player, as everyone on that team is. And you get down to the full count. And if, it's a ball, then Fernando Tatis Jr. comes up against his teammate with the winning runs on base. And it's like a Trout Ohtani moment from the World Baseball Final, a few years ago. You got teammates going up against teammates to decide at least who goes to the final. But instead, Mason Miller's last pitch goes below the zone. I mean, clearly, even Mason Miller knew it wasn't a strike. You could tell from his reaction.
He was really surprised.
He thought he had walked the guy and was getting ready to mentally face Tatis when the umpire goes strike 3, and he kind of scared and puts his arms up like,
really?
Yeah, almost like now you're there's ABS, so that's not going to count. I don't want to celebrate. There's no ABS in this.
Terrible.
And the game is over.
It was tough.
And Team USA advances with a 2-1 win. It's not the way I think anyone wanted to see that game end.
Yeah, it was tough, dude. It was tough.
Oh, not Soto. It was Caminero against Miller, the first one, not Soto.
Yeah, the Soto got absolutely jobbed on a call in the seventh
inning. That's the one. Yeah, the 7th inning one.
It was terrible, man. It was terrible. It was, it's fun. You're an umpire, and the guy's throwing 102 up in the zone, and then he breaks that slider off. Okay. It's a very difficult job. It's extremely difficult. That's why this system's in place that we're going to use next year. And again,
so yesterday was the last baseball game that we're going to deal with that.
I think so, man.
Or today or tomorrow.
Or today or tomorrow.
Fair enough.
But I do feel like, and I think everyone can agree, if they had a challenge left, which they did, it would have been as simple as boom, and he's on first base. I don't think there's any question. That ball wasn't even close. 6 inches below the zone. And again, it's a really, really difficult
assuming
call.
You have challenges remaining. By 2 outs in the 9th inning, a lot of teams, even in spring training, have used their challenges up. Now, I would imagine during the season, they're going to get a little more conservative, but there's going to be a lot of games in which teams go to the ninth inning that don't have any challenges left would be my guess, which brings up the question. Are teams getting enough challenges in the ABS system?
Because there's no scenario. It's not like the NFL where even if you don't have a challenge, certain plays can still be reviewed up to the official's discretion.
Yeah.
Like, is there any way to do that in baseball?
There's not going to be any. If you're out of challenges,
You're out of challenges.
You could have a game. You could have a World Series game in the ninth inning. If you're out of challenges, the umpire can fall asleep at the plate and miss one right down the middle, or one could bounce and the guy goes strike three. Nothing you can do to change it if you don't have any challenges left.
You got to be judicious then. You have to, because, and again, think about Xander Bogaerts in Chicago. That's what the first thing I thought of. And I go, God, this feels. The last big game I watched that my team, one of the teams I was rooting for was in, I had this exact same crap feeling as that call right there. So
you just wonder if managers are going to have to tell their team, we've got 2 challenges. You can think about it. But if we only have 1 challenge left, we're not using it until the ninth.
It's got you.
We have to save it to save our skin if it comes down to it at the end of the game.
That being said, man, what if it's the 7th and it's a bases loaded situation and you're like, get on, and he's like, no, save it to the 9th. You're like, bro, I just don't know. It's going to make the game an already interesting chess match of a game, Ben. It's just going to make the game that we love better, in my opinion. I do think it's going to make the game better. Is it going to be weird, that first ABS walk-off? Yes, we saw it in spring training. It's weird as hell. It's anticlimactic. But luckily for us, there's 162 of these things, a year. So I just think it's such a good I think it'll be so good for the game.
Chris says there should be automatic reviews for ABS with 2 outs in the ninth. I just don't know. I had advocated when they first announced this that 3 at least was the number of challenges.
3
baseball is a game of 3.
Rule of 3,
outs,
baby. Radio.
3
Rule of
strikes. 3 challenges. And I think that would give you at least a little wiggle room to be able to challenge some things early in the game and save one late in the game.
Is anybody mad at the extra 20 seconds it takes for one more challenge?
I don't think so, man.
Now, it might end up being like 10 challenges if umpires are bad. But if they're bad, don't you want those calls changed consistently?
Yeah.
I think they're still a little short. And I wouldn't be surprised if by next year they up it to 3 if everything goes successfully. But from everything I'm hearing, they're not changing it this year. It's going to be just the 2, and teams are going to have to, as you said, be very judicious in how they use those challenges.
You know who else is a little short? Ken Rosenthal is a little short. And it's interesting to see. So, listen, if you don't watch a lot of national baseball across the country, and there are those people that really, they were kind of tuned into baseball recently for the WBC. It captivated a lot of people. It's done very well. They get to see the Ken Rosenthal, Joe Davis, John Smoltz combo. And I know I am often complaining about them because I see them all the time. And certainly Joe Davis, you hear all the time. Ken Rosenthal obviously is not very well liked in San Diego for some of the things that he's said and done, but fairly excruciating broadcasts that those guys have worked. Fairly excruciating. Rosenthal in particular has been terrible. John Smoltz has been, I don't know what goes on in his mind when he's calling a game. I really don't. I don't get it. I retweeted a couple of my favorites from last night, but did anybody notice Paul Skeens out there just shoving, just dot, splinker, splitter, changeup, fastball in the corner? I love Paul Skeens. And there's John Smoltz talking about how his stats are overrated because he strikes too many guys out and it's sexy and nobody wants sexy. You need to throw a lot of innings. And then, so it's like, all right, man, let me take my pants off and crap on the game that I'm calling, the pitcher that I'm watching right now. But then this one was the weird one. Michael Hurley tweeted this, and I loved it. He summed up the context of John Smoltz last night. Everyone watching the World Baseball Classic on a Sunday night is fun. Everyone watching the World Baseball Classic on a Sunday night is fun. John Smoltz. Boy, I sure hope Paul Skeens doesn't end up needing Tommy John, though the odds are surely working against him. I mean, he literally did. He really
he is the baseball
did.
Version of Debbie Downer.
He's like, it's just like he starts talking and it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, John, you're a Hall of Famer. You had such a great career. I really enjoyed watching John Smoltz pitch. I loved that he said, screw it, make me a closer. At the end of I thought he was great. Then he gets in the booth and he's like, this game sucks. These guys throw too hard. Strikeouts suck. They're overrated. And it's like, holy cow, man. Let's take a breath and a pause. Let's watch this beautiful game that's unfolding. You've got Skeens against Machado or something, and he's out there talking about he's probably going to get Tommy John at some point. Cancer also is in the future for many of these guys, just the way that it is. Maybe Alzheimer's, potentially. It's just very, very strange.
And I mean, he's not wrong. A lot of pitchers, especially the hard-throwing ones, will have to face Tommy John surgery at some point.
Sure.
But time and place, John. This is an exciting moment in the World Baseball Classic.
It's so very strange
I don't
to
get
me.
it.
It's so very strange.
I had it muted for 90% of the game.
Smart. It's hard for me to watch baseball on mute. I don't know. I'm the kind of dude I need to hear it to infuriate me. I have to be infuriated by it because it's just different when you watch. You watch Mud and Don call a baseball game. It's a different sound. You listen to Jesse and Tony call a game. It's a different sound altogether. It's a different experience. It's celebration and passion for the game instead of, let me tell you why this game that you're watching actually sucks and is terrible. I'm going to tell you why it's awful and why these guys in particular are all big P words, because we were tough. These guys suck and they're lame and this game sucks.
The United States will play the winner of tonight's other semifinal between Italy and Venezuela, and the championship game is tomorrow. Mason Miller has said that he would like to pitch, which I'm okay with. I mean, there's a day off between. This is the stage of spring training where relievers will often go back-to-back days in the final week just so they can prepare themselves for the rigors of the season. So having him pitch with a day off in between doesn't bother me at all. I don't feel like that is the overusage of Mason Miller. He'll get back, probably have one more appearance in the Cactus League this week, and then call it a spring and be ready for opening day next week. So he says if he's feeling good, he'd like the opportunity to pitch tomorrow. And my guess is if it comes down to it, Mark DeRosa would love to put him back in. Did you see like his last 50 at-bats that count between the playoffs, the end of the regular season, the WBC? They're like 0 for 50 against him.
Yeah,
and
he's incredible.
Struck out, I don't know, like most of them.
He's incredible.
It's unbelievable.
I love watching him pitch so much. When he comes in the game, he is just electric. And it was actually weird watching him like lose the zone for a second last night. Like
Will Smith wasn't doing him any favors.
It's absolutely true, Paulie.
I was actually rooting for nothing more than like a fastball outside part of the plate, and it just goes right off Will Smith's glove, and the run scores.
Thanks a lot, Will.
And it's not on Mason Miller.
I don't know who. A lot of people were still cheering for the U.S. I was cheering for the Dominican Republic because of Manny and Tatis.
Yeah,
but then when Miller was in,
I'm rooting for Mason Miller.
The U.S. because I wanted Mason Miller to do well. But
I love him.
Ultimately, I kind of would have rather have seen. Does that make me a bad American? That I would rather have seen the Dominican in the championship game. I thought that would have been better theater and better baseball.
I mean, those are some of my favorite players to watch in the game of baseball. But then, so is Kyle Schwarber. So is Bobby Witt. My God. So is Paul Skeens. I mean, I love so much. I love the game. I love the differences in the game. I love the differences in the players, the way they play. I love Junior Caminero. I love Manny Machado. I love Fernando Tatis. I love Ketel Marte. There's not too many guys out on that field I didn't really like last night, maybe other than Will Smith. Other than that, I'm looking at this going, I'm not even going to – it's hard for me to even, like, pick a side because I'm just stoked for – like, I was happy to see Bryce Harper get a knock. Like, he needed that knock.
No, it wasn't hard for me at all.
So badly. He needed that knock. He had to have it. I love seeing Bryce Terang. I love seeing Bobby Witt. I love seeing Gunnar Henderson. They're like, hey, bro, can you go play third? He's like, sure. Like adult league. He's like, all right, I'll play third. And goes out, makes a couple of really nice plays. I just love the game. And this is so good for the game. It's so healthy for the game. And it's given such good content for the game in the last couple of weeks between all the DeRosa stuff has been phenomenal. It's been fantastic. All of Japan getting knocked out is insane. It's insane. Their manager quit.
Really?
Yes, he stepped away.
In shame.
In shame.
It's baseball. It's one
Unless
game.
I saw a BS Jenna Tolles report. I saw that he stepped away.
We need to check traffic. There are 4 I believe. Padres still being represented in the WBC these last couple of days. Get to that and talk some Padres baseball on the other side on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. A couple things to mention here. Northbound 805 before El Cajon Boulevard, we have reports of a stalled car in the center divide and some debris in the HOV lane. Northbound 15 just past the Rancho Parkway. San Diego drivers, keep moving with Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Their expert technicians help keep your vehicle and everyone in it safe and road ready. Stay in your car, no appointment needed. Save at SoCalOilChange.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So obviously, Mason Miller is going on to the championship game, but Team Italy tonight has a couple of Padres in the bullpen. Alec Jacob and Ron Marinaccio are both still alive
There he is.
for tonight's game against Venezuela, as well as our good friend, Team Italy trainer Jojo Tarantino, who's still alive in the World Baseball Classic. Can you share what he texted you?
Why do you always do this?
Why? I thought it was
on the
funny.
spot here. He said, who would have thought Manny and Toddy would beat me back to Peoria? And I go, oh, you should probably because you should definitely tell them that.
Yeah, rub it in.
Rub
Next
it in
time you
a
see
little
them.
I have a feeling that those cats are really upset right now. Like really, 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 really.
Oh, Manny and Tatis, yeah.
Devastated. Can they reset? Get back, get it back, and like, hey, I got to crank up. We got Tarek Skubal on the opening day here in
9 days, 10
days
days
from now. That's tough, man. Tough. It's a tough L for them. They love to be in there, and I love that for them.
We'll talk more baseball, Padres, and WBC when Craig Elston joins us in our next hour. All guests on Ben & Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. But we do need to talk some college hoops as well when we come back. San Diego State, disappointing end to the season. They had the lead at halftime. They had their chances to get back to the NCAA tournament. It did not happen, and Dutch is shutting it down. No NIT, no postseason basketball for San Diego State at all. We will talk about that coming up next with Ben & Woods, hour number 2 on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. little more discussion in our chat about cheering for the United States versus the Dominican Republic last night. I just want to be clear. I'm not making some sort of protest statement by cheering for the DR. I cheered for the U.S. in the Olympics. I mean, I usually cheer for Team USA, but with Tatis and Manny on the Dominican, I just felt more of a kinship with the Dominican team.
And Wandy Peralta.
And Wandy, of course.
He's been getting erased the whole time. He's been fantastic in the WBC. I feel for him. They didn't even show him last night. I would love to see him.
Didn't get in the game. I thought maybe he'd just
sleep in the bullpen.
I thought maybe he'd get a chance to, if it went extra innings, pitch the 10th or something. I was excited about a potential Wandy signing.
Well,
so yeah, this is not some sort of, protest in the streets against the United States.
No.
I just felt more of a personal connection to the DR team.
It was so fun. They're just such a fun team. Some of my favorite players.
How could you not watch that team and not at least a part of you want them to win?
Yeah. Very cool. It was very, very cool.
I have a best friend contract with Manny Machado.
Yeah.
Like I can't cheer against.
Well, we had one. I don't know where it is.
Best friends.
It's
somewhere there.
Somewhere in the building.
Yeah.
Make sure we grab that.
What would he think if we were cheering against him?
Not good.
Not good. Not good at all. Let's talk a little basketball now, though. College hoops, the field of 68 now set for the NCAA tournament. And to no one's real surprise, maybe a couple of Aztecs fans felt cheated by the Selection Sunday show. But
really?
I honestly,
nobody I know.
There was
They in
very
a
little
coma?
debate from anybody.
He just came out of a coma, like a 6 month. Like,
Did you actually see one person?
I saw a couple in my timeline that were mad. I think
they should have gotten an at-large bid.
Yeah, I think the argument was that the Mountain West every year gets 4, 5, 3, 4, and they were about the same this year. They weren't. It wasn't a worse Mountain West this year. It was just more balanced between the 2nd through 5th place teams. So the conference was still as good as it always is, but they jumped down to just one team. So if you wanted to make an argument, San Diego State was clearly the number 2 team in the Mountain West.
Yes.
They finished 2nd in the regular season. They finished 2nd in the conference tournament. They took 2 out of 3 from New Mexico, who was probably the 3rd best team. They were the number 2 team in the Mountain West. And if the Mountain West even got half as many teams as they normally get, usually they get 4. If they just got 2, San Diego State would have been the other team. But ultimately, I just don't think you can be that mad that SDSU didn't get in, because it was totally on the Aztecs that they couldn't do it. And not just losing to Utah State. Utah State was the best team in the Mountain West all year long.
Yep.
Yes, the Aztecs beat them at Viejas, but neutral site, I just thought they looked like a better all-around team. You saw it in the game on Saturday. They're a good basketball team. They got a 9 seed. I thought that was a little low. I thought they were going to get a 7 seed in the conference tournament. They're coming to Viejas Arena, by the way, for that 8-9 matchup on Friday. They're a good team, and it's no shame finishing 2nd to Utah State in the conference. Where San Diego State lost this season was, unfortunately, way back at the beginning of the year in that loss to Troy. And I felt at the time that maybe I was making too big of a deal about it. Like, I mean, you have a lot of time left to make up for it. But in my head, I just kept going, if they don't win the conference tournament at the end, this could be very easily a loss that keeps them out of the NCAA tournament.
Well, they had a terrible non-conference schedule. And I remember heading into conference play, we're like, they're pretty much going to have to run the table. So we were feeling it well before, this last week, that they were probably, it's a month and a half ago. It's 3 days in March. Like I felt that way 6 weeks ago, probably.
God,
nothing changed ever.
They look gassed.
Yeah, it's hard to win 3 games in 3 days.
3 in a row.
Yeah, and Utah State was gassed too.
Yep.
They also
look tired as well. What San Diego State though should have had to their advantage that got mitigated was the depth. The depth all season that made it so hard for Brian Dutcher with 11 guys trying to figure out rotation minutes finally would have worked to their advantage on Saturday, except they didn't have Miles Heide. They didn't have LZ Harrington, and Jeremiah Oden hadn't been playing well, so he only played 2 minutes, which means their giant depth turned out to be an 8-man rotation, which is just what everyone else does, and they had no extra depth. They were just as tired as everybody else for that last game. So that advantage was gone. And ultimately, they ran against a better team at Utah State. And I just never thought that the Aztecs were were a better team than Utah State this
Well,
year.
and now it's back to the drawing board for Brian Dutcher, and this has got to be the most. It's the most tenuous part, I think, of a coach's life is this offseason and what it looks like. And now you wonder what he already knows. And guys that are saying, "Hey, coach, I've got this," or I don't know when offers can come in and all that, Benny. But this is that time of year where it's like, all right, now, and he got so much credit for building this squad this year, and I think. Even though the results weren't there, he deserves credit for building the squad that they built this year. Deserves blame for not being able to get them to the dance, but the squad that he built, take a little pride in it. I mean, getting
How so?
Well, getting Magoon back, getting Miles Bird back, like not losing them to other schools. You didn't execute. You got the guys back, you did, but it kind of ultimately falls on Dutch in that he didn't execute the right way. They didn't execute, and they missed the tournament. So he's going to have to rebuild this roster again. And, that's a huge challenge for him and schools like San Diego State.
I think he's going to have like maybe 2 or 3 guys coming back.
That's it.
I think they're going to have to start from scratch. I mean,
that's tough.
Pretty much every player that you can name
Be
is
nice
either
to get the
moving
freshmen
on.
back, LZ and Tay Simmons.
Neither?
Get them.
Oh, you
It
said,
would be
yeah,
nice to get them
Yeah.
back.
They're
for
going to
next
get
season.
they're going to get offers other places.
I don't.
Everybody else is a senior or definitely moving on, whether it's the NBA or a better situation with NIL.
I think Magoon Guath is one of the interesting candidates to potentially leave or potentially stay, because he will get offers like he did last year, but he didn't want to go. He liked San Diego State. I don't think he had a good enough season where he's definitely jumping to the pros this year either, which means there is at least a outside chance that he could come back for another season. And if he plays like he did,
they just missed
this
the
last
tournament. He
weekend,
ain't coming back.
I don't know.
He is not coming
I mean,
back.
where is he going somewhere else?
If he's either going somewhere else or gonna take a shot at the NBA
for an insane amount of money.
I mean, he played pretty well actually the last few games. He was starting to come into form, but
he got bigger offers last year to go other places and still came back to San Diego State for
he probably felt like they had
NIL
unfinished
money.
business. I think that's also part of it. They thought they got a little bit screwed by being in the first 4 last year, and then they just did not show up against North Carolina, and he wanted to run it back. Nobody's happy about how this season turned out. It's probably
even
the most
more unfinished business this year going into next year. If that was motivating him, I don't know. I just think it's not impossible that he returns for another season.
I think Miles Bird's gone.
Miles Bird's gone.
But this is not the
seniors. Well, he technically has one more year of
more.
eligibility, but I would not expect him to be back.
This isn't the trajectory that you want, though, if you're an Aztecs fan.
No.
Getting bodied last year in the tournament, not making the tournament, you're on the downward trajectory right now. So you got to figure out a way to, like you said, maybe even not even retool, just rebuild and figure it out for next year. But I think, again, we've said it before, Brian Dutcher should stay, absolutely should stay. He's the right guy for the job. It's a bummer crap
It's the worst season since he's taken over.
Yeah,
but I also don't think he should be fired.
Right.
No. And, the Blue Bloods occasionally miss the NCAA tournament. Even good schools going to have a year where things just don't go that well. I think Brian Dutcher has created a culture and a program that if you moved on from Dutch, then you have years and years of trying to rebuild what you already have, what you're looking for. They have Aztecs who come back, Aztecs for life. They have famous alums. Kawhi Leonard still comes back and, works out at the Jam Center. I don't think you want to do anything to endanger what you've built at San Diego State. You just trust that Dutch is going to go out and do the best that he can with the NIL money that he's got, which is not going to be a lot, but it's going to be as much as pretty much any other Mountain West school or now new Pac-12 school going forward.
And they got that tournament that pays them, a good amount.
They'll be in the players era.
Yep.
And, it was weird this year. They had their best two non-conference games were against two teams that ended up as number one seeds in the NCAA tournament, in Arizona and Michigan.
Kudos for scheduling it, but
you really those weren't realistic games to win, honestly.
Right.
It would have been a shocker had they had a chance to win either of those games. Couple of games, obviously, like the Baylor game would have been a nice one to win. I mean, you feel like they were one win away. They were the third team out of the field. One loss turned into a win probably gets them in. Not just the Troy loss, but Baylor, Grand Canyon, Colorado State, Boise State. I mean, there's just one game that they figure out to win instead of a loss.
Yep.
And they probably do get into the first 4. Can they do anything once they get there? I don't know. They were pretty beat up at the end of the season. I don't think it would have been particularly pretty had they had to play on a Tuesday or a Wednesday again. It might have looked like North Carolina again. In fact, they might have played North Carolina again or someone like that, North Carolina State, and they might have get bodied again. And I don't know if that's a better result than just not playing in the tournament at all. And I don't mind that Dutch decided not to play in the NIT.
No.
They weren't going to get to play at Viejas Arena because it's being used for the NCAAs. So they would have had to find a different gym. They would have had, no, they're just going to get a head start on next season at this point.
Okay.
Start looking forward. What?
Oh,
Nothing.
stop
I
with
didn't
your
say a
Notre
word.
Dame
I
BS.
didn't say a word. Just remember taking many slings and arrows on this radio station about my favorite team taking their ball and going home. I won't say.
Yeah, there's no NIL money
A
in
word.
the NIT tournament.
Man, it's weird when the shoe's on the other foot.
The
sometimes.
NIT is not, I mean, neither are bowl games, I guess. The NIT is
It's
not what it
the
used to be.
Pop-Tart Bowl. Is that what you were going to say?
It's not what it
The
used to be for
vaunted
sure.
Pop-Tart Bowl.
I used to like the NIT. You ended up with a pretty good Final Four at Madison Square Garden, and it was kind of entertaining at the end.
I don't know.
Now
that
it's
I've
not
never watched an NIT game
Really?
in my entire life. I really don't. I can't say that I have.
It's the first few rounds are pretty rough because they're teams that were not even close to making the NCAA tournament. But the Final Four, it's usually
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Are you?
You know.
Are you going Friday?
Yeah, I'm going either a little bit Friday and probably most of Sunday.
I did that years ago in Dallas when I was in radio sales. I was like, I got meetings all day, and I went to the tournament and had the time of my life. But teams I didn't really care about, but it was so much fun to go be in person for one of those games.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And, like you said, man, the draw that we got at Viejas is stellar. Teams
Arizona,
coming
Kansas, St. John's, all coming to Viejas Arena for the first and second
in. D.
rounds.
Smith is going to be elated. Darren Smith, St. John's alum, very excited about his team being in the tournament. And
Probably underseeded as a 5.
Yeah.
They didn't do him any favors sending him across the country, but good for Darren.
Yep.
Going to actually get to watch his team in person.
so cool.
So yeah, and Arizona is, I think, very much one of the contenders to win this whole thing. Doubt Kansas really is as a 4 seed, but Arizona absolutely could win
Their
this
region
tournament.
is soft. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna coast into the Final Four.
When
I
are
think.
our brackets due? Tomorrow?
No,
No,
usually
technically not
not until
tomorrow.
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday,
No,
okay.
unless you're in like a really hardcore bracket that makes you pick the first 4 games. Most brackets aren't due until 9 a.m. on Thursday.
Okay.
So you got some time.
All right. Be in maybe at least one that I know of. And then if, anybody else organizes one, I never do well in them ever. Never. I just guess.
That's what everybody does.
I know. I know.
I mean, pick a couple of favorites and
Yeah,
just go forward. But
My favorite bit is I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to do a little research. I'm going to mix this up a little bit. And then I look at the Final Four. It's all the onesies every time.
You're
I'm like, oh, I thought I was doing something different this year.
You look at the trends
I'm
of the
like-
years. You're like, a 12 always beats a 5.
Yep,
Which
so you-
one am I going to pick?
But then you end up with Duke, Arizona, Michigan, and Florida. And you're like, how did this happen? I swear I was getting cute with this.
it's just so
bracket.
hard to pick the big upset when if I'm wrong
Yeah.
and
my
this team
whole-
goes all the way, I've just torpedoed my entire bracket. So you end up chalking it up like most people do.
Yep.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, don't do this, and we will go back to Selection Sunday for a fairly comical technical error during the CVS reveal of the field of 68.
How about a murderer loose on the golf course over the weekend?
OJ?
He's dead.
I know. That's coming up next after a check of traffic with Benna Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Thank you, Benjamin, and the tier ones out there. Let's talk about EcoWater SoCal.
You got them jugs,
I
don't
do,
you?
Paulie. I'm glad you asked me about my jugs because, as you can hear, I've got my big jug with me. Have another jug at home, but I don't really go anywhere without my big jug of EcoWater SoCal. It brings the soft life right to your kitchen sink. They've got mineral-rich alkaline water. It balances your pH and fuels your body with filtered luxury. No plastic, no microplastics in there, no poison, just satisfaction every single time. I've had the system now many, many years, and we're pretty happy where we live. But if I go, it's coming with me. I got to let the next buyers know if we move, that thing's coming with me. Maybe I leave it for them, get a new one put in my home because I couldn't live without it at this point. My kids, my wife too. Everyone is super happy with the water selection at our home. 760-350-3338 is their phone number. 760-350-3338. I mean, guys, it's a no-brainer. It's so good. So healthy. EcoWaterSoCal.com. Let them know that Woodsy sent you, please, because not everything in life has to be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft at EcoWater SoCal since 1925.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Talk a little SDFC and Padres at the top of the hour at the bottom of the hour with Craig Elston. First, though, it is time for DDT. It is brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it,
And enjoy it.
All right, I will start with the Selection Sunday show, which it pretty much goes the same format every single year. They tell you the number one seeds, and then each segment they go through the 16 teams in each bracket's field. And about 2 or 3 teams in each bracket, they will have a live camera set up either in their practice center or their arena or in their team facility where they can see the live reaction of the name coming up. Usually it's teams that know they're definitely into the tournament. You don't have the bubble teams there for the disappointed shot. So you know they're getting in, and it's a nice moment where everybody cheers. So CBS starts their show, and they quickly get to the East region and San Diego. California, where the number 5 seed St. John's, their name comes up. You see St. John's all in red cheering for their team announced. And then they reveal the 12th seeded opponent, which is going to be Northern Iowa. And they also have a camera feed for Northern Iowa, except didn't work out the way they all intended.
That is a bit of a surprise.
And Northern Iowa is in the tournament for the first time in a decade after winning the Missouri Valley as a 6 seed. Way to go, Panthers. Here it comes.
Uh-oh.
Here it comes.
With the late reaction?
That's all right.
Come on, guys, give them the news.
We'll move on.
I'll send you a text, Ben.
To the 4th.
So, yeah, they're just sitting there waiting because
You can hear him. He's like, it should any second now.
Yeah. So-
Congratulations, guys.
So some people thought, well, is Northern Iowa just trying to play it cool? Like, oh, yeah, we knew we were getting in.
Okay.
We're not that excited. We got to go all the way to San Diego to play St. John's. What actually happened, according to Mark Woodley, said CBS was supposed to be sending a live feed, one that's faster than the one that's going out over the broadcast because of the delays. You didn't want them to wait, 30 seconds before the reaction, but they were sending them the wrong feed and didn't actually get to see their name called, which is why, of course, they sat there
in silence
looking like idiots on the national television broadcast when their name kept they didn't know their name had just been called.
We thought you would be more excited. I don't really know what's going on. We'll move on.
Northern Iowa's just sitting there. They're feeding us a Major Garrett episode.
Yeah, right.
Some
They were
CBS.
not getting the sped up live, absolute instantaneous feed that the other teams were all getting, so they could actually have
Kind of ruined their moment.
a reaction within a second or two.
Yeah.
They didn't find out for another 45 seconds or so that they got into the NCAA tournament.
And then when they did see it, they're all just sitting there. They're watching themselves just stare at themselves.
Can you imagine? That's absolutely right. When they finally came up and they probably started cheering and they're looking up at the screen, it's them just sitting there doing nothing when their name gets called.
That's crazy. Well, hey, listen, speaking of insane behavior, there was a manhunt for a murder suspect over the weekend down in Florida, in Vidra Beach, Florida.
Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida.
Ponte Vedra Beach, where they're playing the Players' Championship. And they had to delay letting fans into the event on Saturday because, they were tracking a double murder homicide suspect who had stolen a BMW and crashed the vehicle into the woods, fled on foot, ran into the event where it's not funny, but ran into where they were doing this golf tournament. Apparently, dude grabbed a radio that was there. He made contact with PGA staff and eventually ran away. They found him. They got him. 32-year-old Christian Barrios, canine units had tracked him onto the property at TPC Sawgrass and had to tell all the patrons, can't come in yet. No, it's not really a big deal. There is a double murderer here. He is running around, potentially grabbing radios and making contact with people. Stand outside the gate. We're going to let you guys in when we can. But for now, just chill. It's not a big deal. It's just a double murderer.
It's like the scene in The Fugitive where he runs into the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Yes.
Hides amongst all the people. Yeah, he could have grabbed a golf hat and just started doing some golf claps. No, I'm one of the fans here to watch Cameron Young pull off the win. Birdied the Island Green 17th, and then Matthew Fitzpatrick. What a great shot.
Oh, my God.
And then Matthew Fitzpatrick bogeyed the last hole, and Young made a par to win by 1. Biggest win of his young career. Congratulations to Cam Young. That was not intended, actually.
I hate you. Did you see what he did?
That was an accidental pump. They just come out when I'm not even trying.
The biggest win of his young career. Congratulations to Cameron Young.
He had a lot of fans cheering for him.
He
Though.
was
They were
awesome.
They were all in his corner. It was like a Ryder Cup
He was
against
awesome.
the European Matthew Fitzpatrick. Ludwig Oberg was playing great all week and then kind of fell apart on Sunday. Had the big lead. Did not make it. Xander Schauffele finished third, though. Birdied the last hole. Thought he might have a chance, but ended up a couple shots back.
Yeah, Young was.
Sorry. Do you want me to just get on to do this then?
Please.
All right.
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
How about congratulations to the only local team that did make the NCAA tournament this year?
Just as everybody had.
That would
at the
be
beginning of the year.
the UCSD women. The Tritons won the Big West Championship game, beat Hawaii 60-48, and saw their name called on the women's selection show yesterday. The 14th seeded Tritons will go to number 3 seeded TCU on Friday in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Last year, of course, both the SDSU men and women and the UCSD men and women they all made the NCAA tournaments. We had 4 teams.
Yeah.
This year, it's just the UCSD women
Lone Wolf, man.
who are back for the second straight year.
Wolves.
They've only been eligible 2 years at UCSD, and they have made it both times.
It's pretty fantastic.
They've had a chance to go to the NCAA tournament, so good luck to the Tritons. They are our only rooting interest. Although I will also point out that Point Loma Nazarene won their regional semifinal over the weekend. They will play in the Division II West Region Finals tonight against Cal State East Bay, and the winner goes on to the championship, the Final 8 for the NCAA Division II championship. So the men at Point Loma, the Sea Lions, still have a chance to win a national title in basketball this year.
Very nice.
And that is Don't and Do This for a Monday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
By the way, the SDSU women, of course, who lost, they won their conference but lost in the tournament. They're going to play in the WBIT against UC Irvine on Thursday at the Jenny Craig Pavilion, since Viejas is taken up with the NCAA tournament. So they did accept a postseason invitation, unlike the men who, again, declined their invitation to the NIT and won't be playing any more games. Dutch is supposed to speak tomorrow about that decision. He said in a statement that they're all banged up and it just didn't serve their interest to play any more basketball.
Yeah,
I also think
fair.
80% of the roster is moving on.
Yeah,
so
I mean, so is
there's no
80%.
interest in playing.
So is 80% of every roster, including the
right, which
teams
is
that
why
are
a
in
lot
the
of those
NIT.
teams that don't play those tournaments.
But
and
I think there's like 5 Mountain West teams that are in it, like New Mexico.
in the NIT.
Yeah, New Mexico.
Isn't there another like the
Grand
Crown?
Canyon, Colorado
There's
State,
another one,
Boise
too.
State. Yeah, there's one in April called the Crown. now on
I think that
Fox.
one you can get a little bit of NIL money.
Yeah,
but
they're not.
if you don't have a
stick around for
roster
month.
yet,
yeah,
like you're
for
not
that
gonna,
one. So, all right, when we come back, we will talk some more baseball, Padres, SDFC. Our friend Craig Elston from the Padres Hot Tub Podcast, the Cromaniac himself, will join us coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Spring training for Padres pitching over the weekend. Michael King looked like Michael King for 3 no-hit innings against the A's on Friday.
Should've pulled him.
And then, as a lot of people pointed out, he looked a lot like his manager, Craig Stamon, in giving up back-to-back home runs in the 4th inning.
Isn't he one short of his
He
manager?
needed one more,
One
yeah.
more.
Needed one more
Craig's
to match
like, hell
Craig
yeah,
Stamon.
bro.
So I don't know what to make of that. Like, oh, yeah, Michael King looked locked in
Sharp.
until he certainly didn't in that 4th inning. You had Nick Pivetta return on Saturday after taking a little bit of a week off, to get his arm right again. Only threw 3 innings, but he looked mostly Nick Pivetta-like. Velocity was good.
Said he felt so much better, that the rest was absolutely necessary and that it did him a lot of good.
Should be on track, perhaps, to be back into that opening day slot. Craig Stamon still hasn't announced it. And then Randy Vasquez pitched yesterday. I didn't get to see it, but didn't walk anybody, which I like. 4 strikeouts, but did give up 5 hits and 4 runs. So he wasn't quite stranding those runners like he usually does against the Arizona Diamondbacks in what ended up being a 4-4 tie. The problem was, of course, the guys competing for the 5th spot, like Marco Gonzalez, who got lit up for 11 runs against the Rangers. Logan Gillespie also got lit up for 11 runs in the same game by the Rangers.
He was due.
Yeah, so, a couple of the back-end options were Kyle Hart was all right, 3 innings, no earned runs, so he has a 0.00 ERA this spring, a couple unearned runs. Yeah. Let's talk to Craig Elston about it right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Starting to see some of the usual buildups on our roads. Just one thing to mention here, though, there is a stall on the Coronado Bridge heading off the island just past mid-span, partially in lanes. Crash did clear in the North County, eastbound 78, right past Nordall Road. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And Craig Elston joins us now on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. Yeah, the Padres went from, maybe we'll do a 6-man rotation. We get all these great veteran back-end options to, can we cobble together a 4-man rotation and then use the off days in the bullpen to cover the rest of April?
Every year. We do it every year. We do it with the bullpen. We do it. We got so many first basemen. I don't even know what we're going to do with them all. We do it every year. And next year, I'm going to put whatever be locked out next year. But when baseball comes, I'm going to put my foot down and say, don't talk about any surplus that we have.
I think you guys are forgetting the central premise of Padres hunt. Baseball is stupid and no one should watch.
Correct.
These are, especially spring training.
Yes.
You should never watch spring training.
Never.
It only serves to harm your interests.
We are at the point officially of spring training when I'm like, I don't care. I'll see you on opening day. I don't care about the results. We've got 9 days or whatever left. Let me know how it shakes out, and then we will see how it looks against Tarek Skubal on opening day, Craig.
And guys, so much of this too, again, this is kind of like an old saw rant against spring training, but we come into February, the battles for the 5th starter spot. Well, guess who's going to get it? The guy they gave a major league contract to.
Yeah.
German Marquez, who has been almost unilaterally horrible and has looked every bit like the pitcher who went 3-16 and was literally statistically the worst pitcher in baseball last year. Well, Bud Black came in and they had to give him something other than a gift basket on the way in. And so apparently they gave him German Marquez on a guaranteed deal. So therefore, German Marquez makes the team. Walker Buehler is the one guy that I think has pitched his way onto the team, and he's earned that spot, and nobody else has. Everybody else has looked like a really not very good major league starter at the back end of the rotation, which is what they came in as. So, today is our optimism episode for Padres Hot Tub. We did the pessimism episode last week. So I'm going to spend the whole day trying to think of all the ways that this could go right for San Diego. And honestly, how many of those paths, guys, playoff paths, don't involve our pitching overachieving what we think they would right now? Because I feel like almost every path involves, no, they pitched better than you thought they did.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think the path to playoff success. Listen, I mean, we saw what a hot start can do for a team last year, certainly, and nobody was blown away by the offensive lineups that they rolled out there on opening day. Those guys overachieved for 17 games, whatever, and it kind of carried us throughout the season. So
got them into the playoffs.
So Again, the thing I always let people know, and if you're, cover or watch the San Diego Padres, this. This team, what it looks like next Thursday ain't going to be what it looks like on August 3rd. If they need pitching, they'll find it eventually. But can you stabilize? Here we are talking about stabilize. We haven't even played a game yet. Can you persevere, Craig, through the first half of the season with the guys that you have now? It's anybody's guess at this point for most teams, but Padres they're one of them, certainly.
Well, hey, look, what's the path? The path is, I'll give you one right now. I'll build a world in which this all works. That world is the San Diego offense is being talked about a month into the year.
Yeah.
As, we slept on this. This was a grouping of 9 guys that's a lot more together and a lot more potent than we possibly thought. San Diego's bullpen is number 1 in the league. So they score 5 in the first 4 innings. They give up 3, and then they go to the bullpen, and they've got 6 guys who can close it down. And Morgan is stepping up, and Morejon's as good as he was, and Adams as good as he was, and on down the line. That's how you can do it. And that's how the team can allow the starting rotation to catch up to them, so that you get to June and all of a sudden you've got King is rolling. Musgrove is back in the rotation. He's pitching well. Pavetta's midseason. Griffin Canning is in the rotation now. He's doing a solid job. And Bueller turns out to be better than Philly expected him to be this year. There, I've built you a world where the Padres are sitting a dozen games over 500 at the start of the summer.
That does not sound insane, by the way. Craig's not in here going, Pavetta's got to have Cy Young caliber season. King's got to have a Cy Young caliber season. Musgrove's got, you know what I mean? It's not out of the realm of possibility. Also because of this bullpen and the depth in the bullpen that they have too. They will be shuttling some guys back and forth. There's a ton of depth in this pen.
I feel like all you have to do is find a way to be tied or maybe down 1 after 5 innings. And you're going to have a really good chance to win a lot of games with this bullpen, Craig, because we talk about, surplus don't count on anything. The bullpen has been so incredibly good during spring training. I mean, we can't even talk about how many guys. Jeremy Estrada is having a great spring training. Bradley Rodriguez looks like an absolute beast. And then you got
Hawkins down. I mean, he was phenomenal.
And I don't know what you think if AJ Preller is going to use that in terms of a trade to add to starting pitching or how he's going to manage it. Because you can't just continually bring guys up and put them back down. It would be nice if you could this year. They could just constantly refresh their bullpen all season, but you have what's the maximum number of 3, like sending down and bringing back guys up. So you are going to have to figure out a way to make all these arms work for you effectively. But if you can, that's an absolute weapon the Padres will have late in games.
Yeah. To answer the question you put in there, I think there's only one reliever as great as the bullpen is. I think there's only one reliever in the bullpen that would actually improve your starting rotation by trading him. And that's the guy who just closed things out for Team USA yesterday. And I don't think the Padres are going to move Mason Miller until and unless the ship is sinking.
Yes.
And I wouldn't hope for that to happen on a day that I'm trying to be very optimistic about the San Diego Padres. But I mean, yes, you could deal out of that group to maybe get something that helps you in an ancillary way. But my preference, Ben, would be to keep every single arm that's in the arm barn and have a full barn.
Yeah.
Because as you said, somebody gets a nix, somebody busts a quad, things happen along the way. And if a Bradley Rodriguez is in your system and he's the 7th best reliever on your team, but he's still like a top 40 guy in the league because of his stuff, I mean, that's a great problem to have because it directly impacts your major weakness, which is the guys you're putting out there at the start of a game. So if I've got an 8-man, 9-man bullpen that I can really count on, I just want to manage that and hope that our reliever manager has that innately within him to manage this bullpen and keep everybody healthy and effective. And if that's the case, I mean, look, there's been a lot of contending teams that had super mediocre starting pitching that made it to the World Series, 100%. For goodness sake. Like it's an absolute possible win condition. It's just one that's a little bit less traditional than what we're used to, saying we got 3 hot horses, 3 dudes, and we're going to just throw those dudes.
No, it's a good point. Craig Elston joins us this morning. Now, Craig, I had coached Little League on Saturday, and I got home, got the kids, fed and bathed, and then I was like, SDFC. And I looked on my phone real quick, and I was like, 3-3. All right, that's not ideal. And then I dove into how they actually got to 3-3. And I was like, all right. I mean, they're gassed. They played their asses off against Toluca, men down. Like, okay, 3-3 on the road. You get a result. That's fine. You got a point. Good for them. And then I read and dove into how they did it. I go, oh, that sucks. That sucks real bad.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're undefeated in MLS.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
3 wins and a draw. There's nothing wrong with that. The lineup was heavily rotated to start the game, up and down. And then they dropped in guys like Dreyer in the second half of the game. Cisniega, who had not been starting for a month, didn't look great in net, made a couple of mistakes in net along the way. And what I was thinking, because guys, it was a Saturday soccer smorgasbord for San Diego fans. I was up in the announce booth at Snapdragon Stadium for, doing PA for the Wave, while SDFC was playing, while the Sockers were playing in Kansas City, all of it happening at the same time. It was pretty intense and pretty amazing. But I think, Mikey Vadas had to make some choices on Saturday. And the choice he made was, let's try and beat Toluca on Wednesday. Yeah. That was the most direct choice he made was, we don't have any choice. We're not going to have Manu Dua and Marcus Ingvartsen. So those guys are going to play, in the game. But we're going to make some very calculated choices. Chris McVeigh not starting. That's on purpose. It's because they're going to ride him like a mule on Wednesday as the number one center back in Toluca. And I thought SDFC was living a charmed life, to be perfectly honest with you. They weren't dominating the run of play. They got 2 penalties that they converted. They got an own goal. They were up 3-1. So for that to result in a draw was a little bit disappointing, but I think within the context of what was going on, it was a little bit more understandable too.
I thought, and from my, novice soccer viewing opinion, FC Dallas had the best game plan that I've seen against SDFC yet. And to use a basketball terminology, it felt like they were putting on a full court press. Every single time SDFC had the ball deep and near the goalkeeper, and they were trying to do those. It makes me so nervous as a fan. Just those little passes back and forth in their own box.
Yeah,
it's like, just kick the ball away. I mean, you're giving them a chance to steal the ball and create something. And FC Dallas kept pushing and pushing. And yeah, I guess it can come back and backfire if you end up getting, long runs on a counterattack, Craig, but SDFC really wasn't taking too much advantage of that. And I think it's a formula that we're going to see a lot more often from other teams. Make SDFCs do something different and not just pass the ball in their little triangles deep in their own end, because that's dangerous.
Pretty cool when it works, though.
It's beautiful.
Fun when it works.
It's
beautiful when they do it. They're so good at it.
Ben, you didn't realize it, but you just articulated the case for why Duran Ferri is the starting goalkeeper.
Exactly. He's much better on, what do they call it? Yeah, on his feet or...
Yeah, with his feet.
With his feet,
He's better with his feet. He is as good as most center back defenders in terms of his ability to move the ball, his quickness of decision-making, his ability to keep the ball on the ground, to have a smooth roll, on his passes, or to send it out. He's very instinctive. He's got a strong arm. His distributions are on point. That's what you say when the goalkeeper kicks or throws. It's a distribution, little soccer terms for you there. And literally, that's why he's got the job and Cisniega doesn't. Pablo's probably the better overall shot stopper, but he's not nearly as good with the ball at his feet. And you heard Mikey Vadas say it about the Toluca match. When they lost a man, what they said was, we're going to continue to play up the top of the game, up the top of the formation, like nothing's changed. And in the back, Duran, you're now the center back. You're the keeper, but you're also the center back. So we're going to funnel the ball through you. We're going to expect you to move it. We're going to expect you to be positional. And he helped them in that way. That's why Ferri's going to start Wednesday in Toluca. I'm convinced of it.
I would agree.
Such good insight, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Really appreciate it, Craig. We'll be looking
buddy.
forward to that match, and we will talk to you again next Monday with more insight. Thank you.
You bet. Take care, boys.
There's Craig Elston on our SDCCU fan hotline. Yeah, I'm glad it's not just me, but, the 19-year-old kid, Duran Ferri, they just look better as a team when he's in goal compared to Cisniega, who, as Craig said, may be better at stopping those shots. But, SDSC doesn't give up a ton of shots over the course of the game. They need someone who really controls that back of the defense well.
If I were a goalie and you were a goalie, Paulie too, maybe, if you did get the ball, the panic that I would feel to just boot it as far as I could down the field every time. What's he? No. Just outlet. No. I'm booting this thing as far as I can.
I shudder to think of, Mikey Varas tuning in on his way down to El Cajon for practice going, these guys, idiots, no idea what they're talking about. But watching that match, it just felt like Cisniega kept like waiting, trying to decide, as FC Dallas just kept charging up to them. It's like, come on, let's move it a little faster. Let's go. Let's get the ball out of your own end, where they're continuing to put this dangerous pressure on you the entire match, and you're not really able to hold on to it on your back end. It was, it was worrisome. It felt like they were lucky to have the 3-1 lead, and then FC Dallas, did what usually SDFC does to other teams.
Yes.
They just kept playing aggressively until they eventually tied it.
It's a cool feeling as a sports fan of a team to be like, Way to go. Way to go on the road after a really tough match and get a point. You're disappointed in the result, the getting a point and still undefeated. And you're like, expected more from you guys. What's happening? That's what they expect from themselves, too, though. So I'm really excited for that match on Wednesday. That's going to be
right. But ultimately, if you win all your home matches and get points and on your road matches, you'll be the best team in history.
Yeah, you'll be the best team.
You'll be incredibly, incredibly good.
Yeah, that's great.
We've just raised our expectations and standards so high so quickly with SDFC that, it feels kind of disappointing that they let 2 points get away there in Dallas. And now they're staying in Dallas. I don't know if they've flown out already, or they're going to do that last minute thing that Dutch would do when he would go to high altitude.
Yeah.
So they're not there for too long.
So you don't want to get them there and get them acclimated. It doesn't really work. It's better to just fly in and
there's
go.
Definitely different theories on it, but the one that I keep reading about that Mark Ziegler usually writes about is if you go within 24 hours, your body doesn't really react badly to it. It's once you stay there for 48 or more hours that you start getting the exhausted, winded feeling like you can't get your oxygen. So I'm not sure what their plan is. I know they didn't come back to San Diego, though. I think they were staying in Dallas for a couple of days, then fly down to Mexico City for that game on Wednesday, but I'm not exactly sure when they arrive.
So you're good. Mikey Varis, there's no way he's listening if he's still in Dallas.
He's not
so
listening right now. Well, he can listen on the Odyssey app, wherever
he could, or wherever he is. Or watch on YouTube in his hotel room. Yeah, you can do that.
But, the big game on Wednesday, because they need a draw to advance from Toluca into the round of 8 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. We will come back. We still have Take on Woods. We got Spring Training Sammy to join us from Peoria in our 8 o'clock hour. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
right, we are halfway home on a Monday. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Thanks so much for being here. Best audience in radio, the Tier 1. Some sports radio drama going on.
Oh, I saw
in
that.
other parts of the country, and has to do with a guy that we love and respect very much, John Marks in Philly. And it's pretty fascinating.
It didn't really have to do with him.
No, but
he inserted himself into the
the
equation.
But
just
he's
a
at
little
the
bit.
station that these guys are.
He was
at the station.
He now works across the street.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good as far as sports radio drama goes. So it's on Awful Announcing. Go follow it. It's fantastic. That's what I was just looking at during the break.
I was reading about it yesterday. I watched John Marks posted some videos in response to
He's the best, dude.
It was the former afternoon and the former morning host at WIP in Philly.
Yeah.
And they had been there for like 30 years. Like Howard Eskin, you probably heard his name. And
he's like
Andrew Cataldi.
Eskin got banned for kissing some woman without her wanting to, right? It was that guy?
Like a Phillies employee or something.
Smart.
He got like banned from Citizen Bank Park.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I think the upshot is there will always be people who are mad that things aren't exactly like they used to be.
Oh, yeah. Baseball, music, movies.
They're mad that their sports talk show isn't 4 hours of ripping fan phone calls, open lines for fans to just excoriate their teams.
Time and place for it, certainly.
Occasionally. We don't obviously do it that way. But at the same time, I've always felt like that's the lowest form of radio.
It's literally who can't come in here and go, all right, let's go. And just
generally,
yep,
and we have a
I
lot
disagree.
of informed Padres fans in our Tier 1 audience, but the callers are oftentimes the least informed people.
Yeah.
And you're putting
You
them
hear some crazy
You're putting
stuff.
them on the air to spout misinformation and bad opinions, and then a host then reacts to it. And a lot of hosts will then encourage it because, well, hey, it sounds good. They're fired up and they're passionate, but they're not giving you an accurate perspective of the team and what's going on. They're just angry to be angry the whole time.
And that, the other part to me is this is one thing, and you can hold me at my word for this. If you've listened to us, me, whatever, 15 years I've been doing this, you've been doing it a lot longer. The day that I'm done with it and I don't go back on a microphone, you know what I won't do? I promise you, what I will not do is come on and rip this medium. That is, I swear, because this medium has given me a life beyond one I could have ever imagined for myself. Ever. I could never have imagined that, like, the things I've gotten to do and the places I've gotten to go and the people I've gotten to meet, it's all been because of this medium. So then I'm going to quit. I'm going to leave or get fired and quit. And then I'm going to go and be like, post up in my garage and start ripping, radio. No chance. There's no chance.
That was the crux of it with Awful Announcing.
Yeah.
These two guys, former morning and afternoon hosts for the big station, they went on a podcast last week and they just
back in my day
ripped it. Now the interesting part was Howard Eskin. You've probably heard of his son Spike Eskin.
Yes.
He hosts afternoons now on that station. So
he's the program director too, I believe. Yeah.
And
so he's ripping that.
Howard
station.
Eskin said, I only saw a clip of their podcast. He's like, yeah, we don't really talk about radio, me and my son, because we don't agree on it.
Yeah, you're crapping all over my station, Dad.
And then John Marks, our buddy, got in and he goes, what are you guys doing? Really? Like, you're just gonna crap on it on the way out? Like,
standard, man. And so I promise you that I will hold nothing but reverence and appreciation for the crazy life that I've been able to live. Met my wife doing this. You know what I mean? Like, bananas. Like, there's no way I'm ripping this on the way out. No way. Even if it doesn't go the way that I want it to, I've already, everything for me now is gravy. And so it just drives me crazy. It happens all the time. And so that was fascinating stuff. It's interesting. And, that he's kind of a crap dad. You're kind of a crap dad if you go on and rip your son's If you going to rip your son's station, like you're kind of a crap dad. There's no other ways to look at it.
A little bit.
You
Just
know?
bite your tongue. You can have the opinion, but,
Of course.
you know,
It was
bite
the
your tongue.
most Philly thing ever, too. They're like,
very Philly.
Radio nowadays, it's all about just having good vibes and just having fun. And, you know, back in our day, if the team lost, the price that you paid was you were going to get ripped on our radio station.
It's amazing that the power that they think they have.
Right.
It's just incredible.
Settle down.
Those New York Giants, perennial Super Bowl contenders, man. You know, it's just crazy. It's crazy to me. The New York Jets, just a pillar of great organizational football for many years. And the power that they think they have is always been something I've mocked since I've been in it because I think it's absurd.
To claim that every athlete, professional athlete in Philadelphia deserves to be ripped by you on your airwaves because they lost. That's the price they have to pay. It's just like,
it's so gnarly. But you know, the parenthood thing is real. Like you have to at least try to be a good parent. And I'm faced with the parental dilemma.
There's always tough decisions in parenthood. You've got one today.
I do. And history repeats. It really does. It all comes around. I've told this story before many, 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 many years ago when I was just a lowly recruiter at an internet marketing company. I was, up and comer, recruiting salespeople.
You sold pop-up ads? Is that what you sold?
No. We did search engine optimization, but I didn't sell it. I was recruiting SEO. I was recruiting people to come sell it.
I don't really know what that is, but
listen, it's when you look at local radio, Ben and Woods pops up first, right? If you Google it, search
you
engine.
pay for that, or how does that work? You pay for that?
Yeah, of course.
Like sponsored.
You think it's blind luck?
Posts?
You think it's blind luck?
That's how Google makes their money?
You think it's blind luck that those names just pop up, the same ones?
Well, I just want the names that I'm searching for to pop up.
So anyway, I'm a recruiter there, and I call in sick one day. Now, I don't remember if I was sick or not. My guess is that I wasn't. But let's say that I was not feeling well when I woke up, and I called my boss, and I said, hey, it's Woodsy. I'm not coming in today. And I went back to sleep, whatever I did. 6 p.m. rolled around. We had a company softball game. Showed up for that. Went to it. Played softball. Showed up to play. He goes, what are you doing here? And I go, what? And he's like, you didn't come to work today. I go, yeah, but I feel better. I'll be at work tomorrow. He goes, yeah, no, you can't play. I go, what do you mean I can't play? And he's like, dude, you called it. You couldn't come to work, but you come play softball? Doesn't work that way. And I go, well, that's stupid because I feel fine now. I didn't today. Now I do. Am I sick in perpetuity? Maybe I shouldn't come in tomorrow. I feel great. Like I recovered from whatever it was. And now I'm going to play. And so he actually didn't let me play. He sent me home and brought me in the next day. We talked about it, Colson's kind of a wild move. It was. I was 24 at the time, a moron.
I see your point. I think I just understood your point. What if you went to work? Let's say, what day of this week?
Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday.
Let's say you go to work on Monday, but at the end of the day, you start feeling sick.
Correct.
And you don't really get to enjoy your Monday night at home because you're sick.
Yep.
And you're sick Monday morning, but then by Monday or Tuesday morning, but then by Tuesday afternoon, you're feeling better. You had your 24 hours.
Felt great.
And just because it happened to be the previous time that you were like, I was home feeling terrible on Monday, but I went to work. Now I stayed home from work on Tuesday, but I'm feeling better.
I feel fantastic.
Like, why can't that be the time when you turn it around?
My sickness has resolved itself. So
magically,
Paulie.
Sicknesses don't all resolve themselves at 9 a.m. on a weekday.
Correct.
Tell you what, how about this? If they had a team building exercise at happy hour instead of a softball game that night, would you have been healthy enough to go to that?
I probably would have gone to that. Back in those days, yes. I probably would have gone to that.
Something not as fun as
softball.
Not as
fun as softball. Softball would have been way better for me. But so I went. He wouldn't let me go. So I'm sitting here thinking about it as I get a text from my missus that says, hey, Bo woke up. He's got a headache. And he's a little nauseous. And I said, oh, okay. Because he did have a little headache last night before bed. I said, okay, I hope he's feeling better. And then I go, oh.
Get him some Ben's Tylenol.
Yes. He's got a game tonight at 4:00 p.m. It's our first official game in the standings, right? We've had 3 games, but they don't count to the standings. Tonight is when it really starts. He is also listed on his dad's piece of paper as the starting pitcher for tonight's game. So I texted her. I go, "What, are you going to keep him home?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm just going to keep him home. Just doesn't feel good." I go, "Status for the big game?" Question mark. I don't know what to do. Now,
I mean, it seems like an easy one to me, but
now,
I'm
if
not
I
the
got
parent here.
now, she said, "I think he's fine." I gave him some Tylenol, and you and my son. A great influence you are on him. He heard you, and now he wants the bottle.
Right, of course.
Yeah, he
It
wants
made
the
it sound
bottle.
so fun. I just had the best acetaminophen of my life.
So now I'm going, do I got to tell him to stay home, don't I? If you're too sick, to miss school, you can't very well play in the big game tonight, right?
I mean,
right?
Right.
Like, that's what my boss told me.
That would be the standard operating procedure as a parent.
Like, if I got home today after the show and he was like, I don't feel good. Obviously, I'm not. But if he's like, hey, no, I feel fine. Do
you know if it was presented to him, hey, if you stay home from school,
it was
you
not.
can't play baseball tonight? Because I bet he would have, that headache would have gone away real quick.
It was not. It was not presented to him. But so now,
as you get older, that's definitely the case. You can't miss high school. You can't miss class and then not play that day.
So I don't want to be perceived as the the dad that's like, get out there at all costs. I don't care if you're sick. If he's really sick, obviously I'm not going to play him. But if I get home and he's feeling good, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this. This has happened to both of my children several occasions. Oh, he came home from school sick. I come home, they're jumping on the bed. I'm like, oh, I guess you guys are feeling better. You never know if you can really buy it, if they're sick or not, but you let them stay home. You do whatever you no problem. I'm going to work from home. What do I do?
What would you do if it wasn't your kid?
What do you mean?
Let's say another of your best players wasn't at school that day, but showed up for the game.
I wouldn't care.
You're not the one in charge. This is a parental decision, not a coaching decision.
This is a parental decision, not a coaching decision. Right. Do I
So-
want him to play tonight? If he's healthy enough to play,
I
I
say
kind of
you
need
just-
him to play.
You let Hannah decide. And if he shows up for the game, you can play him. And if he doesn't, then you can't.
So she makes the decision.
Yeah.
Wonder if he's listening right now. Yeah, the thing with little kids, you never know if they're.
You're the coach. You can only play the players that are at the
That are
game. But
there.
once he's at the game, you can use him.
See, Matthew says you got to let him know school's important as ball. Can't let him play. Matthew, what if he just didn't feel like going to school today? That's what he's saying.
That's
If
exactly
he-
what it is.
That's what he's saying. Maybe he did have maybe what if his headache goes away and he feels fine at 12 when I get home?
This would have been an excellent opportunity to test how committed are you to
Okay.
wanting to do something after school.
C20 says no school, no game. If sick, that's how we roll. Make him go sit on the bench.
But I do feel like you have to present that to them beforehand.
Yeah, it's not fair if I come home today and be like, "Oh, you're feeling better? Sorry, you're rotting." Maybe if he's feeling good, he plays tonight. But I tell him after, "Hey, look, next time you stay home from school, you can't play."
There's always the possibility. It's only 8:14. You go like after recess and you put in your last 4 hours. Like, hey, I started feeling better in the morning, so I went to school.
to school later. Now
and
it's
you
funny.
get credit for like sucking it up and getting
And
a few
going.
hours done. You may have missed a little bit in
Did
the
that
morning,
move.
but you've done that move
Oh,
before,
yeah.
Paulie.
Did that
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah.
Actually, I had to go back home because I wasn't as healthy as I thought I was. I
Right,
threw up
but
when I
you
got to
tried, yeah.
school.
See, Trav says if he's good at 2 p.m., you play him. Sometimes kids need a day at home. I do agree with that sentiment, Travis. The interesting thing, though, he can't really go to school later because they're on they have half day week this week, all week, followed up by not 1 but 2 weeks of spring break.
That's a rookie move
For him?
to be
On a half
sick
day.
on a half day.
Maybe that tells me he's really sick.
That's a rookie move. You always save the sick days for
the full day.
For the full day.
days, not the half days.
It's true. It's true. Bee's niece says, my mom would laugh in my face. My mom was pretty lax. Look how that worked out.
Now,
because I go, Mom, I don't want to go to school. She's like, all right, just fine.
Now, we had that issue with our kids as well, where, not sure that they're really sick, but they said they're sick.
They say they're sick.
And then you have the time where you've just had it and you send them to school going, no, you have to go to
You've
school
got
today.
to go.
And they go and they throw up all over school and you feel like
Like
the
a big
absolute
turd. Yeah.
worst
I'm
parent
the worst. I've
for
done that.
making your kid go to school, and they turned out to be actually sick, and you didn't believe them.
Maybe
There's no worse feeling than that.
No, there's not. Maybe he is sick because it is a half day. It's a screw off day anyway, right? You go, you do some stuff, you play, you eat lunch, and you go home early. You get up. He gets up 2 hours early today, so maybe he really is sick.
Maybe he'll still be sick this afternoon, and he won't be able to play. And
maybe
the decision will be out of your hands.
I have to find a new starter.
You will.
I'm going to have to pivot. These are the decisions that
But you got another game probably later this week, and you can probably put him in.
Yeah,
push him back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think we can, we'll be fine without him. Next man up, all that good stuff. But it's one of the many conundrums that you face. Now, again, I'm not there. I'm getting all of this info secondhand. So I didn't see the look on his face when he's like, Mom, I don't feel good. Of course you're going to be sympathetic to it. But if I get home, he's like, hi, Dad, I'm ready to go. Got to let it rip. And then warn him the next time this happens, because I did not establish that rule with him. He didn't know that. So I go in, see how he's feeling. Then I establish, hey, next time, this is the last time. Next time you stay home from school, you don't get to play football, baseball, basketball with your friends in the street, iPad, whatever it is. But I did not ever establish that rule. It's important the rules are established first. So he knows, what rules he needs to follow. I think that's fair.
It's amazing how quickly kids can heal, though.
It's really, and adults, Paulie.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest
when I was coaching freshman baseball, I'd always have a kid or two, probably like once a week, somebody would come up to me, Coach, I'm a little sore. I don't know if I could do all the running and the stretching.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't throw today.
Sure.
I'm like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Thanks for coming out today, but we'll just have you sit on the bench and still, pay attention.
Take it to the house, even if you want.
Whatever you need to do. And they go, I can still hit. They go,
so
really?
You can still hit.
I don't know. If you're not healthy enough to run, I don't want you pulling any muscles in the box. And they go, I'll give it a shot. I could probably run a little bit.
Yeah, it is. Their resolve is remarkable, Paulie.
Yes.
The resolve of the teenage and little brain. Nick wants to know what half day week is for. I don't know, man.
Not parent-teacher conferences? Do you have one?
I
No?
don't, actually.
Yeah, that's probably why. Because the teachers can't be expected to stay another 3 hours after school, a full day for conferences.
No,
that's
which
fair.
is fine.
Very
Which is
fair.
Fine. Yeah, but the 2 weeks of spring break right after half day week it's like a month of just, hey.
They all end up going to the same number of days. It's just
that's what you say every time.
I know
but
you feel like it's not true, but it is
different. It's different.
It's a state mandated total number of days on the calendar.
That's right.
They're all distributed a little differently.
They are.
Yours comes with a 2-week break.
Did you guys have a 2-week spring break or was it just a week?
No.
We had a week, right?
I don't think I even had a full spring break. I had like a 4-day weekend. That was it.
We had 2 different breaks between January and the end of the year. We had midwinter break, which was like February, and then we would have spring break at late April or late March, early April. The midwinter break, it alternated every year. One year it would be like you'd be off on Thursday, Friday, and have a long weekend. And then the next year, you'd get the whole week off. But it was 2 weeks, whether it was spring break and then midwinter break. There was just about a month in between.
No, there's time in between.
Yeah.
Caitlin wants to know, how did Taylor's basketball clinic go on Saturday? If you missed that story, he did not want to go. He refused to go to his basketball clinic. And he went to his basketball clinic, and he had a great time.
Of course he did.
He had a fantastic clinic, learned a lot. And we did ask him at the end, hey, do you want to come back? He goes, no. But he was so engaged. He was so engaged. He loved it. He was great. I'm sure he'll go back.
All right, we need to take a quick time out. When we come back, it's time for our first game of Take on Woods this week. If you want to be our contestant, music, TV, movie, trivia, chance to win the trip to Las Vegas to the Fontainebleau. Call now, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. 97.3. We'll play our game, and then spring training. Sammy will join us at the bottom of the hour. All coming up, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Check traffic coming up. First, though.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, played at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
If you want to get your week started with a little bit of fun on a Monday, kind of jazz up those Monday blahs, head on down to 7 Mile Casino, San Diego's best card room, open 24/7. Saturdays, Wednesdays, Monday mornings at 8:20 a.m. Got card action going on right now, just off the 5 freeway.
That's exactly right. Card action you speak of course. Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, Baccarat, and California-style blackjack. They got great food, friendly dealers. Great place to go for lunch. Great place to go pregame, postgame. The season's going to start here pretty soon. It's just 7 minutes away from Petco Park.
So convenient. Yeah, you don't have to drive deep down the 8 freeway or down to the East County to find your card room. You simply hop on the 5, you get off on E, you're right there on Bay Boulevard. It's the frontage street on the 5 freeway, and you're pulling in about a quarter of a mile later. Parking lot, easy access, and then you'll be just amazed when you walk in the door like we did the first time at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Just watching our YouTube stream has that clip of me nearly getting run over by the SUV. I believe 15-year anniversary this week. I think that was 2011, I think, at the NCAA tournament in Tucson, Arizona.
Viral video.
Yeah, viral video. Nationally.
Were you on like
Good Morning
Leno
America
or something? Yeah.
Yeah, Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
I was on everywhere that week.
That's insane.
I know.
It's insane.
Now it pops up on our annual safety videos at Channel 10. Like what not to do. Like, don't set up a live shot in the middle of the street. I wasn't in the middle of
Like
the
this
street.
idiot.
Yeah, look at this moron.
Look at this stupid guy. He's got a live shot right where cars are driving. That's dumb. It wasn't dumb. I was on a sidewalk. They were driving on the sidewalk and nearly ran me over.
Carl says, Woods, you're the reason, me, that I have to deal with these 18 to 25-year-olds calling out sick from work all the time. Good example, and thanks. Carl, respectfully, what the F are you talking about? On what planet is it my fault that your 18 to 25-year-olds call in sick? I don't have an 18 to 25-year-old. I have an 8-year-old.
And we're here every day.
And
we're
I'm
setting
here.
a good example. We don't
show
call
up
out a sick
every
work.
day.
Yeah. We had
What
that one,
planet
we
are
had that
you on?
one day earlier this year, which was the first time I think ever that we were both sick on the same day and couldn't do the show.
Dead, both of us. You're vomiting everywhere, soiling yourself. I'm at
It was
home.
bad. It was bad.
What in the world? How's it? You guys hear me calling for a revolution? 18 to 25-year-olds, call in sick. Stick it to the man today. No, it's against everything I believe in.
Show up to work.
Good God.
And listen to Ben Woods on the way there.
Thank you.
Spring Training Samuel join us at the bottom of the hour, brought to you by SDCCU. It's not big bang banking, it's better. First, though, let's get to today's game. It is time to take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and let's try line 4 here. Is this Mark?
It's me.
Hey, Mark, would you like to play a little Take on Woods?
Yeah, I'm bummed I'm not taking Woods on with my kids in the car.
No, that's all right. You can always go back on the Odyssey app and play it for them later today. You get your choice of categories. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing this month, a 2-night stay at the Fontainebleau Las Vegas and a $150 resort credit. March is here. Watch all the games at the Fontainebleau. Watch parties, expansive screens, great food and drinks, and the pools and day club are open. Book your stay at FontainebleauLasVegas.com. All right, here are your choices. In music, all 2-second songs. It's Whistle While You Work, songs with a whistling element. TV, Alien Invasion, 5 TV shows about aliens living among us. And movies, Always a Woman to Me, 5 movie titles that contain the word woman. So, music, Whistle While You Work, TV, Alien Invasion, or movies, Always a Woman to Me. Mark, what would you like to play?
I'll go with the woman.
Always a Woman to Me. We got another movie category today. I think we did girl last week. Now it's woman. 5 movies that contain the word woman, singular, in the title. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. Pass if you don't know one. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First questions are 2-second movie clip. Paulie will play you a little bit of a movie. You need to identify the movie based on just that clip. Mark, you ready to play?
Let's do it.
All right, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. The category, Always a Woman to Me. Your time begins when Paul plays our 2-second clip. Good luck, Mark. Let's take on Woods.
Scent of a Woman.
Correct. Which 1990 movie turned Julia Roberts into a superstar for her portrayal?
Pretty Woman.
Correct. Gal Gadot stars as the Amazon warrior Diana. Gal Gadot, stars as the Amazon warrior Diana, armed with a lasso that compels the truth, in which live-action DC Comics movie from 2017. Meg Ryan plays an alcoholic school counselor and mom married to Andy Garcia, in which 1994 film named after a Percy Sledge song.
Oh, geez. Pass.
Lily Tomlin keeps getting smaller and smaller, in which 1981 science fiction comedy?
Thinking Woman.
I need more.
Oh, wait, what more do you need?
I need another
2 more
word.
words to that title.
The Incredible Shrinking Woman.
Correct. Gal Gadot stars as the Amazon warrior Diana, armed with a lasso that compels the truth, in which live-action DC Comics movie from 2017. All right, we got 3 there. That was Wonder Woman. And then When a Man Loves a Woman was Meg Ryan and Andy Garcia. You got the other 3, though. Let's bring Woods back in and give him the same 5 questions in the same 60 seconds. Mark, hang on the line. All right, it's movies today.
What?
Movies.
Oh, okay.
Movies today. Movies today. All right, let's put 60 seconds back on the clock.
Movies.
Start with our 2-second clip.
Thanks.
Time begins when Paul plays the clip. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Mark.
Oh, Son of a Woman.
Correct. Which 1990 movie turned Julia Roberts into
Pretty Woman.
Correct. Gal Gadot stars as the Amazon warrior Diana, armed with a lasso that compels the truth, in which live
Wonder
action.
Woman.
Correct. Meg Ryan plays an alcoholic school counselor and mom married to Andy Garcia.
When a Man Loves a Woman.
Correct. Lily Tomlin keeps getting smaller and smaller, in which 1981 science fiction comedy.
I feel like I saw it when I was a kid.
30 seconds.
Got a lot of time to think about this one.
Yeah.
Well, let's analyze it. Lily Tomlin keeps getting smaller and smaller. That's a clue right there. In which 1981.
The Incredible Shrinking Woman.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Very good.
Wow.
And that is a
Well done.
5-3 win for Woods over Mark today. So, Mark, you don't have to play it for your kids. Now, he was bummed the kids weren't in the car.
Oh.
Now they don't have to hear him lose to you on the category "Always a Woman to Me."
When a Man Loves a Woman is an incredibly sad movie.
Mm.
An incredibly sad. Have you guys seen that?
I don't
I
think
don't
have.
remember if I had or
Oh,
not.
My God, it is incredibly sad.
Yeah, the whole question was Meg Ryan plays an alcoholic school counselor, mom married to Andy Garcia, in which 1994 film named after a Percy Sledge song.
He was a pilot. Oh, it's just gut wrenching, man. It's gut wrenching. Pretty Woman's great.
Oh, phenomenal.
Great.
Son of a Woman is one of my favorite movies ever.
Son of a Woman is amazing. Philip Seymour Hoffman is just perfect in it.
So good.
Pacino, amazing.
Pacino does a good blind guy in that movie.
He really does.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, from what I could tell,
Yeah.
he did a great job. He was phenomenal. Feels good to get on the board.
Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah!
All right, we will put in a new movie category tomorrow and have another chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas. First, though, when we come back, Spring Training Sammy going to join us from a different desert, the one in Peoria, Arizona. His final week of spring training is finally upon us. That's coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Sam Levitt standing by for the return of Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. and Wandy Peralta.
Oh, yeah.
To spring training camp in Peoria. We'll talk with spring training Sammy right after a quick check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Hamul Casino. Well, what is going on, guys? I know we got dry roads, so what is up with all these crashes? Northbound 5, right before Milo Carr's Way. Accident involving car and a motorcycle. They're now in the center divide. Westbound King Freeway before 25th Street. Collision over the right shoulder. Also an accident on northbound 125 right before Hamashaw. Appears to be in the center divide. Trouble on the coastline. Northbound 5, a traffic alert for an accident past the 76. Looks like you've got multiple lanes blocked. Vista Village on-ramp to East 78 collision. Also reports of an accident on southbound 15 near Poway Road. That is in the clearing stage. Humboldt 23's fabulous lobster buffet is on 7 days a week. All the lobster tails you can eat, plus dozens of delicious buffet stations. Visit HumboldtCasino.com for reservations. Lobster buffet every day. only at Hamul Casino Resort. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Spring Training Sammy, presented by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. I would imagine Manny and Tatis and Wanda get a travel day, maybe back tomorrow. But Xander was already back over the weekend, Sammy, returning from the WBC, and teammates soon to follow. Final week of spring training. You've almost made it.
Yeah, it's always a sign that we are close to the end of spring training when the trucks show up to go the other way. They make a big deal out of truck day going from Petco Park to Peoria. I can tell you this morning, the trucks are getting ready to go the other way with all the various equipment and things beyond, I think, what guys can carry with them back. So we're getting close. We're now a week away from breaking camp after the game a week from today. So beautiful day in Peoria. It's about to get really, really hot here over the course of the next week, which is going to be interesting. The good news is we have night games on Thursday and Friday. I'm kind of interested to see if any of the games beyond that get moved to the nighttime. There have been teams that have been doing that throughout Arizona, moving their games to the evening in anticipation of what's going to be like 105, 106 here towards the end of the week. So we'll see.
Man. And so they'll break camp a week from today. They'll play one more game a week from today. Then they'll come on back. They'll do some workouts at Petco
Sunday's
Park.
the last game, isn't it?
Is Sunday the last game?
I think so.
Monday.
Oh, there is a Monday game. Okay.
There's a Monday game.
And then they wrap up, head on back, and then they'll do some workouts at Petco Park. And we're off and running, man, a week from this Thursday, which is insane. And yeah, we talked earlier in the show, Sammy, about, the I guess the lack of grabbing the bull by the horns for the 5th spot on the San Diego Padres. Where do you kind of see where we stand?
Well, I think as far as the 5th spot in the rotation, I think you're probably at this point talking about even more than that as far as what you need. I mean, the fact that Joe Musgrove has not hit the mound yet again, and we're now a week and a half to opening day, never put it past Joe, but, I know there's been some reporting out there about maybe that's not going to be realistic that he's there for the first turn through the rotation. I tend to agree with that. I mean, we're sitting now a week and a half away from opening day, and he still has not started to get back on the mound and start that progression again. So you are probably, I think, looking at a situation now where you're looking to either fill 2 spots in the rotation, Woodsy, or, and I think this is a really interesting question as we get closer to Monday, or maybe with the off days that are built into the early part of the schedule, maybe you utilize this bullpen those first couple of turns through the rotation. I have a very close eye right now on Kyle Hart, who has been very, very good here at spring training, who I think the Padres view as somebody who not only can be a lefty weapon, but is somebody who can eat innings. He threw 3 innings the other day, somebody who could start games. And could you see a scenario the first couple of weeks of the season where you have an opener and then you have a bulk guy, quote unquote, in Kyle Hart or a Logan Gillespie? Gillespie had a tough outing his last time out, but aside from that has been very good. And I put on top of that, and I think this kind of builds into the rotation conversation as well. I don't know that Jason Adam and Yuki Matsui are going to be on this opening day roster.
Yep.
Adam has done everything he's been able to do to progress. He threw a simulated game again the other day, has not thrown in a Cactus League game. The impression I get while he's ready to go, I think they may want to get him some more outings in real games, whether that be Cactus League games, a mix of the backfields here, an extended spring training, minor league games. We'll see how it shakes out. And Yuki has not appeared in a simulated game yet. So to me, again, a week and a half away from opening day, it seems like those guys maybe are going to be on the outside looking in as far as being ready for opening day, which then brings me back into, well, you may have some spots open in that bullpen where you could put Kyle Hart on the roster. You could put a Logan Gillespie on the roster, and maybe that becomes a situation where, your quote unquote 5th spot, maybe is more bullpenish than anything at the start of the year. But it also could be Walker Buehler and German Marquez make this team, and they're your 4 or 5 out of the gate, and you roll with that until Joe is back.
I can almost see the eyes rolling around San Diego. You're not a serious team if you've got Kyle Hart in your starting rotation, but you forget, last year Kyle Hart was in the starting rotation for the first month for a 90-win team, and probably a worse version of Kyle Hart was in the starting rotation for the first month last year.
And I don't think necessarily it would be a situation where he starts. He could be kind of a bulk guy. I think when you consider what Kyle Hart has done, when you consider kind of what he brings to them and the strength of the bullpen, I know Kevin Acee wrote an article about this, I think it was yesterday, about the idea that maybe they could get creative early in the season, especially with some of the off days they have. I think that's a very, very interesting conversation, especially when you consider the idea that Joe's not going to be ready at the very start of the season, and you're going to have to fill a couple of quote unquote spots in that rotation. And maybe it is a little bit more creative than just saying, okay, Walker Buehler, you're on the team. Okay, Germán Marquez, you're on the team. I do wonder if they'll get more creative, and they may have a little ability to do that because they do have guys like Hart and Gillespie who perhaps they view as guys who could eat innings, even if it's more in a bulk role.
And I did see, talking to Spring Training Sam here, I did see Sungmoon Song is back on his hitting regimen. I think started today, maybe yesterday, but he's swinging the bat again. Again, there's some interesting names that are out there for the bench. Look, you have a really good idea about 95% of what's going to be making the trip out here to San Diego in a week, Sammy. But those last couple of spots, bullpen wise or rotation wise, and then of course utility wise, it makes it interesting. And guys are playing well. I mean, again, I hear from my guys at Mad Friars, like, don't get all excited about Romeo Sanabria. All the guy does is just mash and hit home runs and doubles and drive in runs. It's pretty cool. But there are names out there, Sammy, of guys that are fighting for that last bench spot too.
Yeah, I think Sanabria, he's already in minor league camp.
Yeah, he's in minor league camp.
I tweeted this out yesterday. I just think he's somebody to keep an eye on in the minor leagues this season. I don't think you're going to see him in the major leagues this year unless he goes absolutely crazy. But he's somebody to keep an eye on. I like him. He's a good, he's a good kid. He hits the ball to all fields. He's big. He's strong. I just keep an eye on him. He's done really nicely here at Spring. But as far as the bench spots, look, the idea again, whether Song will be ready for opening day or not, I don't know. I mean, he's just starting to swing in a swing progression for something that's now flared up a couple of times. Is he going to be on the opening day roster in a week and a half? I'm a little doubtful, but never say never. If he isn't, then yes, it opens up essentially another bench spot, brings you to 2. And I think it's very, very possible that a Jose Miranda or a Ty France takes one of those spots along with Bryce Johnson. And it makes a lot of sense based on what they need and the roster composition. So I would be this final week really laser focused on Miranda and France. That's not to say that a guy like Mason McCoy couldn't make it. He's already on the 40-man. But I definitely, those two names, Miranda and France, I would be very focused on this final week, especially if you're assuming that Sungmoon Song is not going to be ready, which I think there's a very legitimate chance at that.
Sam, I've got 2 more questions, and then we'll let you go. First, on Friday, you were on the fence about whether you're going to Mesa for Padres A's. At the very least, Michael King, any reaction from his 3 no-hit innings followed by 3 straight home runs in the 4th?
Hey, I'll be honest, I didn't go.
Okay.
As somebody described here, it was the easiest decision game-wise of the spring. Friday in Mesa, lineup wasn't, particularly interesting. King was pitching, but in respect to Michael King, there's a compliment. Out of all the guys right now, he probably was kind of like the least interesting as far as like, what are you going to get out of watching him and the results? So I didn't go. I didn't see it. I wouldn't make too much of it. Didn't seem like it was super windy, but I didn't get a ton of reaction from it. And I think we don't have to make too big a deal out of it. Seems like it was really good early, then gave up some home runs and who knows, but I didn't go. I didn't see.
All right, no, that's good though, because my second question, since you were around the Peoria Sports Complex, did you see fleets of limousines and Rolls Royces and Bentleys pulling in for the reported tours of potential buyers for the San Diego Padres that were, I guess, touring the spring training facility over the weekend, but no one identified who they were? Kevin Acee had a little report. He said 4 groups toured in Peoria, but we don't know who they are or who the finalists were or who was eliminated from the bidding process. Not that we know all the bidders to begin with.
I did not see it. I heard some rumblings, but I did not see it. So I cannot provide any
They clearly
other
didn't want anybody
information.
to see it.
Yeah. Well, and I would suppose that makes sense, but I guess when you're getting this close to a potential sale, I suppose that checking out the Peoria Sports Complex, one of the team's facilities, that's pretty important, would be on that list of things you would want to see. So I'm not surprised, but I did not see any limos or Bentleys or Porsches or whatever roll up to the complex.
Because billionaires can look just like the rest of us, like normal people. You can't immediately identify them as billionaires.
They also like they could have just, pulled up to the airport, got in kind of, inconspicuous big cars and pulled up. But I did not see it. I'll be honest. I did not see it, but I was around here. So
like this is Paulie Reindel's locker from Fantasy Camp. Woodsy's over here next to him.
Don't touch that one.
I mean, maybe they're billionaires because they're frugal and they pulled up in a rented Honda Civic from,
I know. I know we're coming up against
we're good. No, we're good.
Where are your lockers
in the minor league
room?
Minor league room now.
Oh,
yeah.
Across from the big laundry.
Well, we used to, but we, out of the goodness of our heart.
You want the opportunity for others?
Give it to the new guys.
Yeah,
they deserve it. Plus, being in the minor league, we each get 2 lockers, so it's way better.
So, and I've always wondered about this. So, when the Padres reassign a guy from major league camp to minor league camp,
he's gone.
Does someone actually just take all the stuff from a locker? That's got to be the worst.
Nightmare. Full on nightmare. Me and Paulie were a little.
You're not a major league camp. You don't belong in the major.
You're just right across the hall, but
you're close.
Take a box with all your stuff, your deodorant, your
no TVs, no refrigerators,
no chair.
Eggs, none of that.
The differences are stark.
And it's only like 15 feet away. But
that's true.
Yeah.
That's by design, by the way.
We got almost a year until next fantasy camp, but I did have a conversation here over the course of the past month. I think it was with Jake while he was here, who was Jake from CBS, who I know was at fantasy camp. That'll be fun for me.
You'd love it.
Well, look at your. I mean, you're working on your arm, trying to get up to 70.
Me. I don't know. Maybe we work something out.
They always need pitching
next year.
Can you have you hit 70 yet?
He's kind of in the dead arm phase, I think, of spring training.
No, I'm stuck on 66.
Get those legs in there. Get those legs involved.
Good control though. He was
it's on a fake mound. There's not a lot of like push off there. I'm stuck on 66.
Sink into your back. Sink into your back right hip. Sink into it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about maybe I got to kind of sink into that back leg and like really push up, almost jump.
No, don't jump. Don't jump.
Boom.
That's the common misconception. Do not jump down the mound. It's sink.
I'm trying to stay more closed because when I open up, I feel like, and actually here's the weird thing. When I try to throw harder, I'm actually throwing slower.
Yeah.
Like when I kind of open up and
don't open up.
So I'm trying to stay closed. I'm trying to drive through the back leg.
Don't jump.
How much does it cost to do the radar gun, by the way, at
like
the
fiver? It's a fiver, isn't it?
I had this conversation with a fan because they actually were filming me and watching me do it the other day, and it was revealed it's a charity thing. Like the proceeds go to something. I have to look harder at it. So I do pay every time I do it. It's like $5 for 9 pitches. So they're like, "Wait, you pay to do this?" I'm like, "Well, it's like it's a charitable thing."
Peoria Boys and Girls Clubs or something. Yeah.
I've spent like $25-$30 on the
just expensive
on the pitch.
And we have no idea how accurate this gun is at all.
Just expensive.
Maybe I'll reimburse it. You think Adam will go for that? I mean, little reimbursement.
It's content.
Absolutely, it's huge content.
Oh, boy,
Sammy, appreciate it. We will talk to you again tomorrow morning.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right. Spring training, Sammy. A little extra from him on the Adam's already in the chat. I'm not improving those expenses, Sammy. That's great content. Sammy's quest to hit 70 on the radar gun at the Peoria Sports Complex. We'll come back. Paulie's got some Rindle Report headlines. I think he's the only one of us who watched the Oscars last night. So we'll get your movie update and more coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan. Final hour of Ben and Woods on a Monday. Big week, of course. Start of the NCAA tournament. Final week of spring training. Man, a week from Thursday, we will be broadcasting live from Baja Ricks for opening day. Hope to see a ton of, I don't need to hope. I know you're going to be out there.
Yeah.
A ton of tier ones will be out there. Get you ready for the 1 o'clock first pitch against the Detroit Tigers. And I wonder if the weather is going to hold. Is it going to be like scorching hot by opening day? Or are we going to cool off again at some point?
As long as it doesn't rain, I'll be good.
It's like, feels like it's summer already. It's not even spring yet.
So nice.
Technically.
It's nice out. Don't forget, we have our tournament of drops as well. Is that this
that's
week?
right.
Yes.
You got the tournament of drops.
When are we starting?
Getting
Thursday?
started. We are starting on Monday.
Next week. Okay.
Yeah. We can hopefully reveal the field on Friday,
we'll do the field.
We'll have the matchups for you on Monday. I made this worse. Woods.
That's my fault.
Woods said I had a whitehead on my nose.
That's my
Which I then popped. And now it's just a big old red, angry, goopy spot.
Which is so fun for everyone to look at.
Totally. Worse. That's so much worse now.
It was really jumping off of your nose at me all morning. I'm staring at this
right in the middle, like
whitehead,
square, 100% in the middle of my nose.
Now it's way worse. I do
way
apologize.
worse. I hadn't noticed it at all until now.
Would you like me to get you something from the?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah. Go check out the.
Maybe an ointment.
The medical cabinet. I don't know what. I don't want a Band-Aid on the middle of my nose, though. Okay. Woods is searching the Cintas cabinet.
It's a very full.
Which I've already gone into once
Cintas
today for my acetaminophen fix this morning, which is still working like a charm. I've got Woods going out to our cabinet. What do we got? It's not going to sting, is it?
Yeah.
No, I don't want it to sting.
It's an alcohol pad.
What?
An alcohol pad?
I don't think that's going to help. It's not infected or anything. It's fine. Well, it only works if you can get it open, which Woods is apparently not. How about just like an ice pack or something?
You need an ice pack for a whitehead?
An ice pack.
An ice pack. Come here. I got you.
Maybe a big steak.
These are not great quality here.
All right. There we go.
There's a big Band-Aid now applied to
that
Ben's
was
nose.
cool.
It's like a breathe right strip. All right. Well, hopefully it'll heal by the time I'm on television later today.
Hey, save some ladies for the rest of us.
That's going to look a little weird on TV this afternoon. I'll put some makeup on it once I get a channel.
Yeah,
It'll be
100%.
fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it looks good.
All right. Now that I'm all set to go, Paulie, take it away.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah?
All right.
All right.
Already?
All right.
All righty. Happy Monday, gentlemen.
Happy Monday.
We will start off in college hoops. This Band-Aid, it's distracting.
I can see that.
Kind of look like the penguin.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Colin Farrell.
Yes. Colin
That was a
Farrell.
good show.
It was.
We will start off in college hoops. We talked about it earlier in the first half of the program. San Diego State missing out. They did not hear their name called on the selection show yesterday. However, one school that did, I want to highlight South Florida. They're, I believe, an 11 seed taking on Louisville, if I'm not totally mistaken, but it's more about their head coach, Brian Hodgson. He got very emotional yesterday when he was talking with the media following hearing his name, his team's name selected, and he talked about why their location in his hometown is so important to him. And this was a really, really awesome moment.
I'm out there watching the selection show, and Buffalo, New York popped up, and I'm from Western New York. And my father has dementia, and I've been a head coach for 3 years, and he's never seen me coach as a head coach in person. Because it's so hard for him to travel. And he's going to get to see me coach this week in person in the NCAA tournament. And that means the world to me. Because without them, I wouldn't be here.
That music gets me every single.
I did not add the music.
originally.
Moneyball.
Oh, that's the Moneyball.
Yeah.
music.
That's where I first heard it. It's probably from something else. Somebody's gonna rip me, but it's the first time I ever heard it.
I'm sure it's very famous.
Like when he's driving in the car.
Yeah. No, and he hits the home run when they on
the 20th 20th game in a row.
Scott Hatterberg.
You can put it to anything, and I'm like, that's it for me. It's so good. That's so sweet, man.
I'm trying to pull South Florida. They're in 11 hosting. They're taking on number 6 Louisville.
All right, I'm rooting for them.
And if you needed any rooting interest for that matchup, that's the one.
That's a cool story. Yeah,
it's really
great
cool.
story.
Really sweet. All right, we'll keep it in basketball quickly here before we move on. Shams Charania reported on something that's been talked about now for, several years and even several months leading up to this. But Shams put it out there today that the NBA will be holding a vote with their Board of Governors meeting next week. And the expectation is that the NBA will add 2 new teams, one to Seattle and one to Las Vegas.
Okay.
So there'll be 32 teams in the NBA now, matching 32 teams in the NFL. If you have any thoughts on Seattle and Vegas getting a team, go for it. I was more going to ask, is Major League Baseball next?
Yes, they
go from 30
so.
to 32. And does that really matter? Like, does that impact your life in any way?
I don't watch the NBA, so you could have 75 teams in there, and it wouldn't affect you.
Baseball,
But
30 to 32. How much is that going to change things?
It doesn't change much for me. I know who I'm rooting for. I'm interested in it. I love to see the growth of the game. I do.
When was the last time, any of the major sports, baseball, basketball,
what was the
last
expansion
expansion
team?
The Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay Rays.
The Marlins?
In 1998.
Marlins before them?
Marlins and Rockies were in the early 90s, 1992, I want to say, which went from 26 to 28, then 28 to 30. But 32, like basketball is going to now, always makes a lot of sense. Because then you have 16 teams in each conference, 8 or 14 divisions, whatever you want to do. It works out well. Like in baseball, 30 is always weird because you need to have an interleague game every day to make it work, because you have 15 in each league, which means you can have 7 National League games and 7 American League games. But like the Padres have to play the Tigers on opening day, you have to have an interleague game every single day of the season.
If you got 2 more teams, you wouldn't have to.
No, you could have just National and just American League games, and then have interleague like portions of the season where everyone plays interleague at the same time as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Now, well, you could.
Let's bang it.
Interleague play? You really want to go back?
I think I do.
Really?
I think I do.
No.
Maybe not. Now let me think about it.
I like it.
You like banging it, or you
I like having it.
I like having interleague play now. Just don't not want to see these. You never face the teams unless you met them in the World Series. You never see those players at Petco Park ever.
That's fine. That's fine. You're right. You're right. It made sense in my mind, and then you see how it plays out practically, and you're like, I would get really bored of that. I would get really
and especially
bored.
the rules being different in each league. That was the impetus.
That's true.
Making it level playing field.
Just maybe fewer interleague games.
From a local perspective, not that it was ever going to happen, but adding 2 more Western teams makes it really unlikely. First of all, they're going to expand again anytime soon, and if they did, that it would ever come to San Diego.
Yeah,
at this point,
that ship has sailed with those 2.
Very sailing with those 2 choices.
Yeah. Should I live the rest of my life here in San Diego, I don't expect to ever root for an NBA team in San Diego.
No, I think I'm with you.
I will become a fan of the Vegas team. I think I don't have a team in the NBA. Watch occasionally, mostly just in the playoffs.
Not the Seattle team, because they broke your heart.
Yeah, that'll be a different team entirely, and I don't really go up there anymore. I go to Vegas. I claim Vegas more than I claim Seattle at this point.
That's fair.
But it'll be also fun to kind of just get in on the ground floor of a new team.
Yeah.
Team I'll probably get.
I would think if there is the next expansion will be football again, because they really want to add like international teams.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah.
Whether it be a London team,
or do they move a current team?
Mexico City or something. I don't know.
Make the Jaguars
move somewhere permanently. That's possible too.
All right, and then we'll wrap it up in Hollywood. Last night it was the Oscars, and told you about who the big nominations were. There were really no surprises outside of that. Best Picture went to One Battle After Another. Best Director also went to One Battle After Another.
PTA was. I saw his speech. It was great.
He was
Paul
awesome.
Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It was a big night for one battle. It was a big night for Sinners. It was a big night for Hamnet. Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor for his role in Sinners, playing two characters.
So good in that movie. Have you seen it, Ben?
I have not seen Sinners
Yeah,
yet, but he's
dude.
always good in everything.
He's
that I've seen him in.
phenomenal.
He was great in Black Panther.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
phenomenal.
him and Ryan Coogler, that combination just works. They're so
Same
talented.
combination, yeah.
Yep. Jessie Buckley won Best Actress for Hamnet, and then your supporting actor and actress Sean Penn from One Battle After Another, and then I was really happy Amy Madigan won for her role in Weapons, and I think she was like the first award that was given out, and she was totally taken aback.
Yeah.
This is the same Amy Madigan that was Kevin Costner's wife in Field of Dreams,
Field of
way
Dreams.
back when.
She was Charisse in Uncle Buck.
Yes. Uncle Bob.
And I can't tell you a whole lot between Uncle Buck and Sinners or Weapons, excuse me, but she was terrific in Weapons and very well deserved.
I think Michael B. Jordan might be the most handsome guy I've ever seen.
Ooh.
He is so sharp,
so beyond,
and so cool.
So cool.
Every interview that I've seen him do, he just seems like such a cool dude.
He's so good in that movie, playing both of those brothers.
I didn't
Cousins?
know
brothers.
Twins,
Twins,
I didn't
yeah.
know that he was going
Incredible.
to win, but it felt like he got a standing ovation, and it just felt like everybody in the room was so happy for him. And I think I said it last time we talked about him, whenever that was, like growing up and watching him as Vince Howard in Friday Night Lights,
Right.
or he was a kid in the movie Hardball with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
He was one of the kids, and just to see him grow up into the man he's become and the
Beast.
phenomenal actor that he's become.
I love what he said.
It's been great.
He goes, "Keep betting on me. Keep betting on me. I'm gonna keep knocking out the ball."
Nice.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah,
I
it was
love
good.
this tweet I saw last night. If there's a young actor named LeBron B. James, we could have an interesting debate in a few years.
That's so clever. It made me so mad because it was so clever. Coming up next, LeBron B. James joins the program. It's just incredible.
They had a touching in memoriam segment last night. It started with Billy Crystal. He came out to talk about his friend Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner, and then he talked about all the movies that Rob Reiner was a part of and how they touched so many lives, so many generations. And then like pretty much every star actor that had ever been in one of his movies was all standing behind the screen when they lifted it up. And that was touching. And then they showed some pictures and did the music. And then Rachel McAdams came out and she talked about Catherine O'Hara and Diane Keaton. She got emotional talking about Diane.
I saw that online. I think it was the first time I've never watched any of the Oscars. Of course, that was because the WBC game was on last night.
There was a little overlap. I had to get two TVs going.
And then I wasn't going to watch the replay because I felt like, it's already done now. I don't want to watch it over again. But I did see some clips online, including Rachel McAdams. So
Conan was good.
Was he good?
He was good.
I did not see the monologue or anything.
He's always solid.
The production wasn't great for the Oscars.
Really?
They had like
Technical glitches?
Technical glitches. It just
Glitches?
didn't look great.
Glitches.
Glitches.
Live TV, baby.
Yeah.
You never
I
know.
struggled.
Yeah, I missed every single solitary second of it.
Thank you,
Because
Paulie.
of that baseball game.
We had two TVs going, and I had to tell Megan, I'm like, all right, pick one. Which one's going to get the big screen?
Which gets the
and
big
which one's going to get the audio? And she's like, oh, baseball on the big screen, of course. And I go, just remember, it's Joe Davis. She goes,
all right, we'll put it on the iPad.
maybe we'll mute that
Yeah.
one, and so I listened to the Oscars.
You need
while
more
watching,
audio for the Oscars than baseball.
Yeah, it's true.
especially when it's Joe Davis
Especially
and
when
John
it's-
Smoltz.
Yeah. Speaking of the WBC, a little change of change of plans for Team Italy ahead of tonight's second semifinal. We'll tell you what move they're making and talk more about the WBC. We'll do that coming up next after a check of traffic with Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, remember that Magic City promotion that got canceled? Well, they may have canceled it, but Prize Picks is still doing their Magic City Max discount tonight for the Atlanta game. You can pick Jalen Johnson more or less than 1/2 of 1 point during their game against Orlando tonight and win. That starts your winning lineup with Prize Picks, where you win real money just by watching sports, downloading the app, and setting your daily fantasy sports lineups between 2 and 6 players. You're just picking against the numbers, more or less. Points, rebounds, assists for basketball. Of course, you're watching college basketball all weekend long coming up. You can set Prize Picks lineups with every single game you are watching all day long. Just adds to the fun and the excitement for sports watchers who then get to use their sports knowledge to make real money. All you have to do to sign up is use the code KWFN. When you download the app, you're going to get $50 in free lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Get $50 in free lineups when you play your first $5 lineup with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Little news from Jeff Passan regarding tonight's WBC second semifinal between Italy and Venezuela. According to Jeff Passan, Aaron Nola will start tonight for Italy. In the plans, it had been Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah.
Who he said would now go in a potential final against Team USA. But then he added another possibility would be pitch both Nola and Lorenzen tonight. And if they advance, just go with a bullpen game against the USA tomorrow.
Wow.
In the final. Of course, if you don't win, you go home. So
Yeah,
you got to do what it takes to
empty the tank.
Win and then figure it out tomorrow what you're going to do pitching wise. So they may go with both guys. Lorenzen, of course, was amazing in his first start for Team Italy. That was against the U.S., right? In the first round, was that?
I think you're right.
He shut him down in the first round.
Great.
So, the thought was if Nola pitches well enough and they can save Lorenzen to do it again, he'd have the next game. But does that always work? I don't know. I mean, even though Italy beat the United States in pool play, they'd still be a huge underdog in a potential rematch in the final.
Who would start for the U.S.? Nolan McLean.
Nolan McLean has already been announced as the starter. Now, he did not do that well against Italy the first time around, so we'll see if that has any impact on strategies and whatever going forward. But
tonight you've
got to get past Venezuela first, though.
Yeah, that's tonight. Venezuela, Italy, 5 p.m. on FS1. That is your Boomer Bulletin update. Didn't we used to do a bit called the Boomer Bulletin?
Yeah,
I did, didn't I?
It was this was years ago.
Years ago, I did something called the Boomer Bulletin.
You did. It was every day you would read
tweets or something.
No, you did. You would give a recap of how all pitchers did in Major League Baseball at the plate the night before. Until
they got the DH.
They announced the DH would be universal. So every day you'd be like,
all right, 36 on the day yesterday.
Starting pitchers went combined 1 for 42 from the plate.
I think we called it the Boomer Bulletin.
I think you're absolutely
But literally,
right.
the button on my computer here.
That's what it's from.
This is Boomer Bulletin bed.
It's fantastic. It's a fantastic bit. Yeah,
it worked.
1 for 47 yesterday.
They got rid of the pitchers hitting in the National
Woods
League.
bullied Rob Manfred hard enough with our soundbite there.
I don't miss it. I don't miss it even a little bit.
No.
And neither do you.
We didn't go through all the other games over the weekend in the WBC, but pretty good game between Venezuela and Japan on Saturday.
Damn good
And
game.
leadoff home runs from both Ronald Acuna Jr. and Shohei Ohtani, but it was Wilyer Abreu's 3-run shot that proved to be the difference in Venezuela's big upset, 8-5 over Japan. So Japan, the defending champions, they're out. Venezuela playing tonight against Italy. Italy used an 8-6 win over Puerto Rico to advance on Saturday as well, with Alec Jacob of the Padres coming through in that game.
I mentioned it earlier, and I briefly considered that I might have gotten duped or something online. But no, it's true. Japanese manager Hirokazu Ibara announces he will step down after a loss to Venezuela.
Now, I think other than Mark DeRosa coming back for a second one, I think a lot of teams have different managers. Well, every 3 you're only managing every 3
Somebody
or
in the
4
chat
years.
said Japan's had a new manager every
year.
Tournament.
He said results are everything at the team hotel on Sunday. That's tough, man.
Now, they haven't announced when the next WBC is, have they?
Wouldn't it be in 3 years?
3 years?
Well, the problem with that is it depends on whether Olympic baseball is going to happen or not.
That's right.
Because you don't want to.
Isn't it?
If you did it every 3 years, then in 7 years, you'd have the Olympics and the WBC in the same year, which wouldn't make any sense at all to have both of those in the same year. So if you were going to go, it would make a lot of a sense if baseball and the Olympics are going to happen. You do the Olympics every 4 years, and then in the between years, every 4 years, you do the WBC. So every 2 years, you've got one or the other.
The Olympics are in 28.
Correct.
But
So
we
you
don't
could-
know if is baseball back?
So you could do another WBC in 29 if you did the Olympics in 28. But if then you're going to do another another
they're
Olympics in
doing-
32.
Are they doing
baseball in the Olympics? Because I
Baseball in the-
saw
They have
like
not. No, they well, I mean, baseball is in the Olympics, but whether or
for
not
big leaguers.
big league players are going to be there, Major League Baseball, the
Got it.
Players Union have to come to an agreement.
'Cause, like,
It'll be
yeah.
part of the CBA.
Venezuela, like they locked in a spot in the Olympics with their win.
Yes, it's
Wow.
just whether or not there'll be professional,
Yeah.
like
Well-
Major League Baseball players, because they'd need to stop Major League Baseball for a week,
But
week and a
there's-
half to allow them to go play in the Olympics. If they don't, then you're just going to have like, other Olympics teams were guys from like minor leagues in Japan and stuff because they just stop the season for the Olympics.
Yeah, but also won't the strings be tighter on who can play for whom in the Olympics?
Correct.
Right. Like Vinny Pasquantino, you're playing for Team USA because you were born in the USA, right?
I would think so.
I think that's how I think
there,
I read something
there are
about that.
dual citizenships and stuff you can
but
get.
who's got
if you want to
dual
plan it.
citizenships? I guess you could go through the rigmarole of actually doing it.
Some will, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's
Like
cool though.
Freddie Freeman, right? He could play for Canada or the United States.
Right. That's interesting.
But there's only going to be 6 teams. So in the Olympic tournament, I heard. So you won't have a lot of the lesser teams, even from the WBC, won't make it. It'll just be the best top teams there.
I still, having watched what I've watched of the WBC this year, I still feel like a mid-season something is still the way to go. I think it would be better. I also think the final should be a 3-game series.
Ooh. Well, I think single
baseball,
elimination is very not baseball usually. Even like in
baseball is
even
so
in
easy
high school, they usually play double elimination tournaments.
There's so much weird stuff that can happen on
Yeah.
any given one game. I think a best of 3 is probably the way to go. But I think having it in the mid-season, like, I don't care if they have to take a month off. Figure it out. Guys, other sports leagues do it all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Find a way to make it happen. That way the pitchers are more dialed in. Like, wouldn't you want Paul Skeens to be able to at least go 7 innings if he's got the stuff?
Yeah.
He's not going to do that in March, no matter what the situation.
It's a start. But then, though, with a month off, what's the ramp back up? I don't know. Like,
it's probably less of a ramp up than it is now.
Yeah, you're probably
because they're
right.
coming in cold into spring training.
Yeah,
they'll have been 4 months in at that point.
I mean, with the 6-team Olympics, you don't need that long to compete that tournament. I don't know what you'd do, like play all other 5 teams in like a round robin and then a championship.
Yeah.
You could do it in a week.
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't guess.
That's true. A lot of speculation here.
Lots.
All right, let's take a timeout. We will come back, wrap things up, get you ready for the week that is with Padres baseball, NCAA tournament coming to town, and much more. Final segment of Ben Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Segment of Ben and Woods on a Monday. Our thanks to Craig Elston, Spring Training Sammy, who joined us. All guests appear on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it is better. See the Idaho Padre on Twitter saying that pitch last night that Geraldo Perdomo took from Mason Miller, too close to take. The umpire is still human. Do you believe that statement? Are pitches too close to take? If it's a ball and you take it, you made the right choice.
Correct.
You can't swing at balls just in the
No, it was the right choice last night. Still the right choice not to swing.
I
He just got screwed.
I tend to agree. If you're swinging at balls outside the zone,
correct,
you have done the pitcher a favor. You can't just swing at things knowing, that's probably 2 inches low, but I got to swing because I might get called a strike on me. I think you have to trust the umpires are going to do
the alternative
their job.
The alternative is he swings, and let's say he misses and strikes out. Then when you see the chart, you're going to be like, what the hell are you swinging at that for?
Robert Stock said absolutely not. Robert Stock pitches in the big leagues.
saw this. This is very smart.
He said absolutely not too close to take. A batter can't be extending the strike zone by multiple inches against a guy throwing 102 miles an hour. Even if he swings, he doesn't do anything with the pitch. The best play by him is to leave it in the hands of the umpire, and that's why we have ABS now. Yes, man. That's exactly right. Like, it was such a good take.
He also, Robert Stock, went on to say that batters shouldn't always swing at pitches that are strikes.
100%.
That if it's a pitcher's pitch, you may need to train yourself not to swing at certain strikes. And occasionally that'll mean you strike out looking.
Correct.
And that is an acceptable result.
Correct.
In order to maximize your at-bats over the course of a season.
Not easy to do.
No.
At all. Not easy to do even a little bit. That little two-seamer from a right-hander on your hands looks great, but you can't hit it past the pitcher's mouth.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it, but you would say the guy with perfect plate discipline swings at everything in the box and leaves everything else out. But Robert Stock is saying, no, the guy with perfect plate discipline doesn't swing at balls and doesn't swing at a lot of strikes as well.
There are strikes that there are strikes as a hitter that I can't do anything with. There are strikes as a hitter that I can do something with. Out over the plate, middle in, I'm fine. In on the black, nothing. I can't get my hands through. I'm dead. It blows up my hands. It blows up my bat. Why would I swing it? Even though it could be called a strike, that's not the zone. Learning to lock in on your little area is the hardest thing to do in any sport ever. Learning to go up there and go, if it's up, I got to lay off. If it's down and away, but still on the black, I don't swing at it. You're not going to do anything.
There are talented hitters who can spoil a pitch.
Sure, 100%.
Like a pitcher's pitch, there's 2 strikes, lower outside corner, and they can just stick their bat out the last second and foul it off.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. But even the vast majority of professional hitters
shouldn't
have that capability of just spoiling a pitch that's close.
Yeah, that's exactly right, man. Yeah, and this is it. Like Hex says, the best hitters eliminate an area that they will not chase to. And it's so important to do. It's so important to do. Eliminate that area. I'm not going there. You know how hard it is? You know how hard it is? And you're like, here it comes. And then it dives away at the last second. And it's a changeup. And you're like,
and if the pitcher hits that area over and over again, tip your cap.
You're done.
They
You tip your hat and you walk away with 3 or 4 punchies and you call it a day.
But even the best professional hitters are waiting for mistakes. That's what they hit most of the time. You rarely hit a pitcher's pitch out of the ball,
or even hard,
or even drive it. Yeah. Yes, you are waiting for that mistake. Some at bats you get it, and when you get it and you don't do anything with it, that's when you kick yourself.
Yeah.
But a lot of at bats you didn't. Like Fernando Tatis Jr. against David Bednar yesterday, he didn't get anything at all to hit. He now should he have laid off some of those right at the knees? Probably, but a lot of people would have said, well, those are too close to take. They were an inch below the zone.
You have to see in that, like for that scenario, he has to see Bednar up, not down. Like once he saw him down and offered, Bednar's like, you're done. I'm just going down, down, down. There's no need to even raise his eye level because that's what he's looking to hunt. And so he's like, I'm just going down, down, down. It's the science and art behind hitting is.
But then again, Manny's first at bat against Severino, I think, chased 2 off the play, and then I'm not going to chase that again. And of course, it backed up and hit the corner, wasn't it? Not Severino, off of Paul Skeens in the first inning.
He barreled Skeens. He hit a barrel off Skeens.
Was it Tatis the first time? Then one of them struck out on 2 pitches outside the zone, and then there was one that backed up on the corner.
Oh no, that was Tatis. Though that's the one that backed up.
That was Tatis that backed up.
But Manny swung at 3 pitches that weren't even close to strike zone. He was really trying to do something up there. But man, great game last night. Expect a great game tonight. Both teams, love both teams. Very, very fun to root for Venezuela and Italy. It's going to be It's going to be a crazy final. So U.S. is waiting to figure out who they play. It should be a lot of fun.
Meanwhile, final week of Padres spring training. We will set the stage for that after our final check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
Topic wheel.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Frozen Ropes Baseball and Softball Training Facilities. Improvements along the coastline. North on 5, an accident has cleared just past the 76. Now an accident reported on the Santa Fe Drive on-ramp to southbound 5. Several vehicles involved. They're all over to the right shoulder. Fortunately, no other problems on our roads. Register for Frozen Ropes Baseball Summer League with 8 games and 8 practices for ages 6 through 12 and receive $100 off your registration fee at San Diego FrozenRopes.com. That's San Diego FrozenRopes.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Padres this afternoon host the San Francisco Giants at the Peoria Sports Complex, and we'll be keeping an eye on it because Walker Buehler is scheduled to start again and see if he can solidify his claim on one of those last spot or 2 spots in the Padres starting rotation, continuing the solid spring he's had in Peoria.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Tyler Mahle going for the San Francisco Giants.
He's probably your I mean, people are, saying German Marquez. It could be both, with Joe Musgrove potentially starting the season on the injured list. Buehler and German Marquez in the rotation as we drew it up.
I know a lot of people are worried about German Marquez. He hasn't looked great, and they think the Padres are going to play him because, well, they're paying him.
Well, they're not paying him a fortune.
Not a fortune, but, it's a major league contract. They could lose him if they try to send him to the minors. So I trust Ruben Niebla.
Yeah,
if he still thinks that German Marquez has got it or has a chance to get it, they'll get him dialed in. And if they feel like it's not going to happen, then they're not going to just throw him out there because they don't have any other options. They can go with a shorter rotation, bullpen games early, at least until Griffin Canning is ready, probably in the month of May. They're not going to just keep throwing German Marquez out to give up 9 runs. I don't think they will.
But they might.
I mean, he may have a bad start or two, but they won't do it out of desperation. They'll do it because Ruben still thinks that German Marquez has something to offer. That's why he'd be pitching, not just because they've got nothing else. I mean, they can throw Kyle Hart. They can throw JP Sears. I'm not saying they're going to dominate and throw 7 shutout innings every time, but they're competent major league arms. And if German Marquez is truly done, washed, and toast, they don't have to pitch him 10 times to start the season.
No.
They can let him go.
Let him go. Yeah. There's no need. You took your Band-Aid off.
I did. It was itchy.
Oh, it was itchy?
Yeah, it was getting right. You kind of put it in the nostril a little bit. Yeah,
did I get some hair?
Yeah, it was kind of itchy and got some hair.
I did the best I could.
I know. It's fine. Well, let's just let it air out now.
All
right. Now, if you want to spin the topic wheel and wrap up the show, we can do that.
Where to start? What's a habit that you know is bad, but you're not ready to quit?
All of them.
All of them.
Every bad habit. I chew everything. Look, I have this. Chew this. I chew at Zen. I guess Zen aren't that great for you. I just realized.
You were under the mistaken impression that they were.
I didn't think they were. I didn't think they were beneficial to my health. Look, in my mind, they're better than the chewing tobacco.
They probably are better
I was
than
addicted
that,
to for many, many years.
Yes.
I had to quit. But like blood pressure spot, all kinds of negatives. And I'm like, great. Now what? Just gum? Am I just going to be chewing gum the rest of my life?
Mine's also a chewing habit.
You chew your nails.
I have not been able to stop since I was 6 years old.
He gnarls his though. Ben will gnarl. I'll look over and he's like,
hang nails. It's bad.
I don't do that.
But
I bite my nails all the time.
I can't stand for them to be at all uneven.
Now,
so
if you brought a file in, I'd kill you though. With it. I'd stab you with it. If you were filing your nails, I would stab you right here.
I probably could stop biting them if I was constantly filing them, but they just, if they're at all get kind of sharp, or I just go right for them.
Should we do the thing where I paint your nails?
I did that.
You just enjoy the flavor.
I just got through it. Like my mom, when I was like 8, she was like determined to get me to stop biting my nails, painted the nasty tasting stuff. I ground through it. It's like, you know what?
I'll get used to it.
I want to bite my nails so badly that I am going to just eat this stuff.
I bite mine too. I bite everything. I chew everything. I eat everything. It's terrible. My worst habit is that I don't have all my fun vices are all gone.
I know one we're not supposed to do, and I try not to do it in public. We still pick our nose, right?
I pick my nose like crazy.
Of course.
Yeah.
In the car.
Always in the car.
I feel
just
like anything
as soon as I get in there, I'm like, here we go.
All right, we're going to get it out. We got to get it out.
Most of my
blowing
life,
your nose does not solve it.
It doesn't.
You just have a tissue and blow your nose. That doesn't do anything
Hannah,
at all.
can I get you a tissue? I'm like, no, I'm good. I've got my finger.
Right. Has anyone ever successfully used the tissue
to get the booger out?
To get the booger out. No, you haven't. And I go, why has there been so much
you're not supposed
bad
to jam
connotation
up
with
there, so I don't know what you're supposed to do.
There's been so much bad and embarrassing and it's like rude or whatever, like associated with picking your nose. And you're like, well, what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah, I'm supposed to get some tweezers and like slightly pick a booger out of my nose.
I know it's not very forthcoming if you're at a group with a group of people and you're just sitting there like picking your nose, but like if you know there's a booger in there, like
come get it.
What are you supposed to do?
I enjoy it.
Again, what do you do with it afterwards? That's what makes it gross.
When you get a good one and it gets out.
Yeah, it feels so good. Yeah, it's great. It's
out
great.
The window of the car, flick it out.
Most of my worst habits were all tobacco related. And I don't know if you're like, I miss it so much. I miss chewing and smoking so much. And they're terrible habits. I'm not advocating for them. I'm just telling you, like, they're really hard to quit. So the Zyn have helped. Came to the realization yesterday as I sat down on my computer in my office. I go, I'm running out of flavored Zyn that we get in Arizona. And I go to Zyn.com to order a bunch because I've done that before. They're like, we're sorry, we no longer distribute, but try these 2 online stores. No problem. Go in, sign up, place my order, get all excited, hit submit. Oh, you're in California. Sorry, sucks to suck. We don't send to you. So now,
cracking down.
Now, look, and people are going to hit me. Oh, they got them at this place. Look, I get it. There's one right by Ben's house. The guy charges.
Don't say it.
There's one right by Ben's. It's this liquor store. He sells them flavored Zyn. $15 a can. I'm like, good God, dude.
Like double.
It's double.
Yeah.
He's price gouging us.
It's not. When you take the risk of doing an illegal thing,
he has them out in the open. It's not like I have to go in there and go, the password is crab. And he slides me
it's
what
like
I
a
need.
speakeasy. You need the secret knock.
They're right here. And so they're up for all to see.
They can't, because then anyone walks in, they can get busted.
I just don't know.
Hey, what about Mexico? You're not that far from Mexico.
To Mexico to
it's
get
a lot closer than
flavored
Arizona.
Zyn?
I don't know. Do they have them there?
I don't know.
assume.
I have no idea.
Has someone not invented like a flavor drop that you can just take your Zyns and like just
good
a
idea.
drop of flavoring and then
Shake it up?
Yeah.
Sounds a lot of work.
I know, but
paint each one individually, leave them outside to dry. I know.
It's a lot of work too.
Damn it, man. I don't know what to do. I really have no idea what to do. This may be the end of the Zyn run, but which is fine,
that was the point of California, trying to stop people from getting addicted to nicotine because of the flavors. But
then it's got me wanting to go back to Copenhagen because that's easier to buy, which is way worse for me.
It's not targeted at you. It's trying to stop kids from getting, because kids are using them more and more, and the flavors get them into it, make it palatable to start.
It's weird, because when I was a kid and got into all of that, we didn't have bubblegum flavored vodka. We just drank vodka, and we have Marlboro Reds, and you're like, I want those.
Oh, see, we had like whipped cream flavored vodka and orange creamsicle flavored vodka.
Mix them together.
Oh, you took whipped cream vodka with orange soda.
Damn it!
In high school, college,
Creamsicle.
it was an orange creamsicle that it was the easiest thing to get down.
You should be embarrassed right now.
I was 17. I'm not embarrassed.
Still be embarrassed.
It was delicious.
All right, we are done for today. We will come back tomorrow. We'll have a final set for the WBC. Another Walker Buehler start at spring training in the books. Braden and Frank coming up next. For Paul Reindl, Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Monday from all of us here at 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.